IG. We are here for the second episode of For the Culture podcast. This week we have Mr. Shif, aka Cyclone Shif, one of the OGs of Highway Outlaws. And yeah, man, let's get into it. First, I gotta apologize. I know we're supposed to start at 7 o'clock, and then rain and accidents and traffic, so I really apologize. And Lance couldn't make it as well.
Lance
so
was supposed to be with us.
Yeah, but it's all good. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again next week. So yeah, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, regardless. So yeah, let's get it started.
Real quick, we got the we got the Instagram intro. So now for the actual podcast, welcome to the 4TC podcast, number 2 episode. We're here.
Episode 2. Yeah.
Number 2 episode.
For the culture.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's get some alcohol in this real quick, man. We need to drink, cause that's a long day for me. I don't know about y'all.
Tell me about it. I've been up since 4 o'clock.
Yeah. So I think the first thing I kind of want to talk about for the second episode is since I have our hoodie on, cause I didn't have this on last time. I had the OG Highway Outlaws hoodie. This time I want to kind of introduce you guys. I'm going to be releasing a advertisement tomorrow for our new brand. So as you know, this is called For the Culture podcast. I kind of talked about the brand in the last episode we had, and we have a new merch line. I kind of also mentioned that this is actually it is our first hoodie. I'll give y'all a little better view of it. So that's our new logo, For the Culture, and I'm gonna explain the hoodie. Some of y'all that come to our Taco Tuesday probably already recognize it a little bit. So just to kind of like recap what the brand's about, basically we wanted to make a brand that kind of represents what the car culture is about, and specifically since we're in the DMV, we kind of want the brand to like bring out different important aspects of the car community within the DMV. Yeah. So our first hoodie is basically representing basically our first kind of like year-long or 2-year-long venture that we did. So, I mean, a lot of you guys have been to our weekly Taco Tuesdays. Our hoodie is essentially representing the Taco Tuesday we've been doing for 2 years straight. It has our taco truck. Our artwork is done by, again, our amazing artist, Jessica. Shout out to Jessica for the artwork. And it's commemorating our partnership with the taco truck, Multiple Motors, and Highway Outlaws. The taco truck basically has the Highway Outlaws wrap that I have on my car integrated into the truck. And it has, like I said, our For the Culture brand on it. And for any of you guys that have been to our Taco Tuesdays, y'all know that we have one of the most successful and longest run Taco Tuesday car meets in the DMV. Yeah. We have never had one shut down. I'm very proud of that fact. And we have some amazing supporters that's been helping us out. So
shameless plug, if you want the merch, the website will be up. We're going to have a whole page dedicated to For the Culture.
Yeah.
And all the hoodies and everything will be available on the website, on the store, if you want to go get a hoodie or go get some sweats or shirts or whatever you want to get.
And I already have our second design that's already basically ready to go that I'm going to be also releasing shortly as well. I'm just trying to wait for the proof to get in. And also shout out to Just Print Apparel, because Just Print Apparel has been doing all of our local printing. So they saved us a lot of time and money by not having to go to an online site. And they don't have minimums, at least not for us.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that.
It's a hookup.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they might have minimums for y'all. I don't know. But for us, they've been nice enough not to have minimums. So they've been helping us out. So we're able to get you guys these hoodies for a much cheaper price than we used to sell in the past. And they have really good quality, very soft. Again,
go for the like right now.
Yeah, I know, right? every single design or every single thing that we sell for the culture is going to be it's going to have a story behind it. So when you rocking our gear or rocking the gear, you're basically going to be rocking a part of the car culture. And again, everything we're doing is for the culture. So we want to make that like our staple line. We want to make it so that whatever we do, whether it be meets, whether it be shows, whether it be give backs, we want to make sure we're not doing it just to be selfish, but we're doing it to further the car culture and the DMV, because that's something I really believe in.
So, I mean, let's jump into that real quick, too. We're going to be having, here coming up very soon, we're going to be doing a charity show for Sergeant Kep. Some of y'all know what happened. If you don't know what happened, he got in a really bad accident with somebody who.
He ain't getting no accident.
Well,
that wasn't an accident.
It wasn't an accident.
That was a dumbass. That was a dumbass kid who was watching too much GTA.
Yep.
And he actually was getting chased and hit the officer.
Don't forget he was drunk.
Yeah, he was
drunk.
Yeah.
Took both his legs off, and he almost ruined the car community scene for at least for Montgomery County, if not past Montgomery County. So we were able to help save that, and unfortunately, we did set up a GoFundMe, but we haven't had a lot of support so far. I think we only had like 12 donations.
Yeah.
And look, I get it. It's around Christmas time. And I know a lot of people are money's tight, but I'm telling you guys, our post that we made on our page, and a lot of you guys have probably seen it. It has 880 shares. Almost 900 shares, which is crazy because that's probably one of our most shared posts. If everybody who shared it donated $1, we already would have an extra almost $900 in donations in just $1 per person. Which is why I was saying, doesn't matter how big your donation is, $1, $2, $5. If everybody helps out, then we would have almost basically at our goal. Yeah. And then if everybody did $2, we would basically have another $1,800, and everybody would have only had to give $2. Instead of like one or two people giving $400 or $500, which is kind of how we have it now. Yeah. So again, we appreciate everybody that has done it. We would appreciate if at least the people that like the post would at least give $1. That would be amazing if you guys did that. Again, it's helping the whole culture because it's going to allow us to basically look good to the community. Because right now everybody thinks that we're the people that do what kind of was happening in Virginia over the weekend, which we about to get into next, by the way. And I'm trying to like change that perception. So anyway, whatever. Let's get into some spicy conversations. A lot of y'all probably went to the DMV meetups, VA meets Saturday
night. Yeah.
So I respect DMV meetups and what he's done. I actually tried to get him on the podcast, but he's so far away, he had to decline. DMV meetups, his page is actually done really well. I'm actually really impressed at what if you're watching DMV meetups, or if you get to watch this later, shout out to you for what you did to your page. I'm very impressed by it. You grew your page to about 50,000 followers or so. In a short amount of time, which is good and bad. And I'm gonna explain to you why I think it's not all good, because all growth isn't good growth, and having a lot of people show up to your meet isn't always a good thing either. Yeah. Sometimes, and I think he kind of learned that because I think he's actually doing a private. Definitely. He's doing a private meet going on now. I think because I think I got messages about a private meet. So it's unfortunate though, man. Because I mean, he's put. I know from trying to throw shows together how much work it takes, and honestly, he put a lot of time in when it came to putting this together and trying to make the best it can. Dude, don't call me when I'm on live, man. So he put a lot of time and effort together trying to make this happen, and unfortunately a lot of his worst fears did come true. I actually tuned in live on some of his stuff, and it was people literally sitting there doing a banger when he made it perfectly clear that if you guys would chill, the cops would let y'all stay there.
Right.
You guys don't understand the people I'm talking about, the people that were sitting there doing burnouts and stuff in the parking lot. Y'all don't understand, man. When people like us, Moss Promoters, DMV Meets, VA Meets, whoever, when we do a show like this and put our name out there, we really are like basically putting our reputation on the line in order to let you guys have an outlet to do something. When you guys do what you did, the people that did do it, y'all basically just shit on this dude's name. And now the cops don't know who you are. They're not looking at your challenger or whatever that just did a burnout. They're looking at DMV Meetup's page. So now when he tries to do something in the future, he can't do it anymore because now they flagged this dude. So
and that's about the same thing that almost happened to us too. And people need to understand that, like, when all of this stuff happened with Sergeant Kep and this dumbass hitting him, they were planning on coming after us for what he did, even though the reality of it was we had no idea who he was. He had never been to any of our meets.
He'd been there at least once.
I had never seen his car.
I was saying I didn't even know this cat. I didn't even know this cat for real.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and that about fried us in the situation of, you know, anybody that's been to our meets, they see how we are. We conduct ourselves very well. We have police that are out there just to come out and hang out with us too. And, you know, when somebody does some stupid shit like that, or like what happened this weekend down at DMV meetups, you know, that puts a bad name on the ones of us who put our faces out there hosting these events and throwing these shows. And then eventually it gets to the point where we're not allowed to, or we get to the point where it's been the last couple of years where mainstream media sees this and associates all the car culture and everybody who's involved in it to strictly that. And that's not the reality of it. And that's what we're trying to make known to bigger corporations, i.e. Simon Media Centers. We've been working with them for the past couple of years, have a great relationship with them, but they also understand that we're not associated with that type of stuff. And the police as well. The police, at least Montgomery County and Frederick County and surrounding areas here, know us, know our names, know our faces, and know that we're not a part of that. So,
well, they know that to an extent, but here the problem is, again, if something were to happen at our meet, like let's say an officer was hit by a car or somebody was shot, all that's out the window.
Right.
All that friendly, we cool with you, it's quick.
Out the window.
I understand that. Like, they'll be cool with you until they not cool with you. Exactly. And that little line is real thin. And people don't get that. Like, I don't make no pretend because they cool and give me daps when they see me at my meet that they wouldn't just as quick shut my meet down if something happened and it's not convenient to them no more. So that's not something I don't pretend like I'm the man. They're gonna always listen to me. That's not true.
No, they about fried us.
Yeah, y'all. That relationship is built on trust, and a lot of times that trust is real thin. But anyway, another thing I want to touch on too is for all y'all that are hosts in the DMV, that are hosting car shows and car meets. Some people are doing it really well, and some people can be doing it a lot better. And that's not me saying that I know everything, but again, I'm not flexing. I have never had a meet shut down, and I've thrown meets for the last 4 or 5 years, and never one has been ever shut down. The reason for that is that you got to do things the right way. Like, if you're going to throw a big meet or a big show or whatever it is, the first thing you got to do is have permission. Exactly. Don't throw an event in a public spot, or a private spot is even worse. But even if it's a public spot, right? Still making an effort to find out who has control of that spot, because a public spot is still run by the government, and so that means somebody has control of that area. At the very least, have them aware of what you're doing, the amount of people there. But I'm trying to tell you, if you are the one that's hosting the meet and somebody gets hurt or whatever, they will sue you. You will be held liable in court. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like, you will literally be sued in court. And if you don't have an LLC to protect yourself, they coming after you. So that means your car, your house, or whatever it is you got, they going to take it. And that's why when somebody like DMV Meetups puts their name on the line trying to throw an event, and the people that disrespect his shit, they don't understand it's not all fun and games. Like, if y'all do something crazy, y'all might ruin this man's life. And all this dude's trying to do is trying to bring something positive to the car culture. So we just need people to do better, man. Like, honestly, do better.
You know, a less, you know, less harmful outcome of that, but also, in my opinion, just as important is for the ones of y'all who have been out to our meets and shit, you see that we stay out till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. We stay out there and we clean stuff up because we have a great relationship with the owners of Love My Car Car Wash in Germantown. Shout out. We stay and we clean everything up, and that's us and Multiple Motors as well. We stay and we clean everything up so that when we leave, it's not destroyed, and that doesn't look bad on us, and it doesn't look bad on the car community as a whole.
Well, don't shit where you eat.
Right,
that's
exactly,
a saying. Don't
exactly.
shit where you eat. Y'all wouldn't do that in your own house, so don't do it somewhere else.
Same shit, and this goes along with that too. If you're going out to a meet, if you're going out to a sanctioned event, you know, don't leave your trash laying around everywhere. Don't just throw shit everywhere, because somebody has to come back behind you and clean that up. And we're adults. Act like an adult and throw it away.
Yeah.
Throw it away or just put it in your car and
throw
it away somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we're not gonna sit here and lecture y'all the whole time. Let's do some fun shit. All right, I'm gonna talk about something that's gonna be controversial too.
Oh, yeah,
but this is
let's
fun controversial. This ain't like controversial where I'm lecturing people. So,
controversial.
what do y'all think? What do y'all think about? You got alcohol? Oh, we got to re-up. What do y'all think about the Challenger, the last Challenger, the 170? What do y'all? What is it? The
Electric?
Demon 170.
the Demon 170.
I think they should have stopped.
1,000 horsepower
It's still
from the
gonna
factory.
It's still gonna get stolen.
No. I ain't talking about that. We talk. Well, no. Actually, no.
That
Here's the
is
thing.
the point. That motherfucker.
No. Here's the thing.
Still
That
gonna get
car,
stolen.
but that car ain't gonna get stolen. You know why? Because the people that own that car ain't keeping that jank sitting in an apartment complex parking lot.
Somebody
That
with 400 could have still
That
gonna buy it.
and
yes, but that person at 400K ain't gonna get their car stolen. Their car is in a garage in a gated community. That's not the problem with that car. The problem with that car is that dealerships are marking it up 200K.
yeah.
Okay, that car is 1,000 horsepower. That's great.
I was just at a Dodge
But-
dealership today and talking to one of the guys about it, and they just sold one for like 190.
No. That's nothing, dude. That car is selling for $300,000-$400,000. 190 ain't shit. Dude, 190 is the base price almost of that
Right.
car. They're marking it up 230K. Now let me tell y'all something. There's another dude that did a video about this. He made a good point. Besides the engine, which you can get that crate engine for like $30,000.
Yup.
Okay, a little less than $30,000. Besides the engine, what else about that car makes up the extra $100,000 that they're
Nothing.
marking for it?
It is a Challenger Superstock.
You can literally
It is
get
literally
you
a
can
Challenger
build
Superstock.
you can build 1,000 horsepower Challenger for 1/3 of that price and have it relatively reliable. That to me is like, again, we talk about toxic culture. No, seriously, the toxic culture of the car dealerships.
There's a markups.
They take these like niche type things and they go way overboard. What really needs to happen, and I agree, there was a dude I was watching a video of, and I'm sorry I can't remember your name. He made a good point. Everybody, when these dealerships do that, when they did the same thing with the C6, the C7 Vet,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Z06.
They've done the same thing with the C8.
They,
the
I'm
C8s
sorry,
are ridiculous.
I meant the C8. Thank you.
Yeah, the C8s are ridiculous.
They when the dealerships do that kind of stuff, honestly, we as a car community should just boycott.
You know what? And that
Literally
should've-
boycott.
That should have been some shit we did, like as a car community. We should have boycotted Chevy for that shit, because when they originally announced the C8, just the base model C8, when they announced it, it was supposed to be like 62K.
Markup was like over 100,000.
Exactly, 120, and that's not even for a Z06 or one of the fucking which one, a
Z06
ZR1 or
markup
whatever.
over-
Oh no.
200,000.
Yeah, you buy basically at a Z06, you can buy a Huracan now.
At the price
You're
of the Z06, you can buy a GT3
yeah, your
RS.
GT3 RS like
Which I'm sorry, Chevy, but I'm
It's a
taking the
superior
GT3
car.
RS all day.
The zero
Give me the
ones are like
Porsche.
almost 300
Yeah.
whenever they come out.
Yeah.
But here's the thing though, man. I get supply and demand, market value, all that. That's all great. And I don't mind the idea of a markup, because at the end of the day, as a business, you're in there to make money. And if there's a big demand and a small supply, it goes up. But they're literally like, it's almost like highway robbery how bad it is. That you're not supposed. I mean, you can't mark up something double what it actually costs. Like the markup for a car is more than the car. The car is $120,000. They're marking it up $230,000 over markup.
No, let's talk about something. Let's talk about price versus price, okay? You're getting a C8 that's coming out at $300,000, right? Okay.
So we got
Shout out to
we got any comments on here? See if we got any comments. Everybody quiet on this ain't today.
Oh, who this?
They said made it with special options only available in the model. I like that. I like that idea. What else we got? Y'all quiet today, man. I need y'all
Come
to
on, say some
hey,
shit.
you know what? If y'all got a topic y'all want us to talk about, go ahead and put it in the chat. Because we want to talk about whatever it is y'all want to hear, or if y'all want us to address, if y'all have questions, like seriously, type it in the chat.
They don't even have to be about cars.
It don't have to be
You
about
can throw
cars.
some random in there.
If your baby mama just kicked you out and you living and you know what, it could be car related. Your baby mama kicked you out and you living in your Civic in the trunk. Like
Facts.
hit us up. Like you got a question, we may not be able to help you, but we might be able to point you in the right direction. But no, back on topic.
Anyway, so the Corvette, they're releasing it for like $300,000 or some shit like that with the markup.
Oh, you
Okay.
mean, the ZR1?
Yeah, the 01.
Yeah.
But look at Porsche. Porsche has the GT4 RS, which is on par with the same price range. Now, when Porsche was developing that car, they posted everything from the 3D printing of the pistons and rods to the whole development of the car.
Yeah, you're right.
What?
No, you said when we look at that price is what people will pay. But you know what? That's the problem.
Exactly.
That's what we were addressing.
People are willing to pay that.
The people that's willing to pay it, they are basically encouraging that behavior from the dealership.
Right.
If we're the people buying those cars, in theory, are car enthusiasts. At the very least, if not enthusiasts, they actually are into cars, and whether they're collectors or whatever. If they're doing that, they're encouraging that behavior. It don't matter if you have money or not. People that have money are some of the most frugal, cheap people you're going to ever meet. They don't want to just throw money away either. They're literally hurting their own cause by supporting that kind of behavior.
You know what, too? And on that same topic, though, just because somebody has money, like, for instance, we went and saw the car collection, right? This dude has money. Like, 160 cars in his collection?
Yeah,
and he drives every single one of them.
Well, he's a car enthusiast,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, he has the highest mileage LaFerrari in the world. That's saying something.
But I don't think you'll be paying markup for dealerships because he has connections or whatever.
Right, but that's the thing. He's the type of person that if he wanted to, he could go buy that car.
Yeah.
Whereas normal people like us, we can't just go out and buy that car.
Oh, we got a question here.
Oh, what's up?
Question not related to this. Was curious how I can order some merch to support Highway Outlaws. Oh man.
www.highwayoutlaws.org.
www.highwayoutlaws.org. We have our new For the Culture shirt. I know we probably came on. You probably came on a little later, but I'm actually rocking one of our new For the Culture shirts. Everything we have on there going forward is going to be under the For the Culture brand. This is our first design. We have a second one coming out that actually is already designed. I just got to get a print. But anyway, www.highwayoutlaws.org or shoot a DM the Highway Outlaws page. I can help you personally. And we would definitely appreciate that support, man, for real, because, any little thing that you can do to help us, not only just purchasing it, but for real, just even rocking it and getting our name out there, like, that's invaluable, man, for real. You see.
There we go.
I appreciate that, man. Hey, shout out to Jessica. Jessica, again, is our artist that has come up with these designs. Y'all see the next one I have.
You should link her on Instagram as well.
I should.
Yeah,
the next design we have is for y'all Boost people. So everybody that has Boost,
yeah.
I got something for y'all too. And y'all know it's Boost season, so I was thinking about y'all. And actually, the next design, I think I might drop a Christmas design for y'all.
Christmas design?
I need a Christmas design. We're gonna do a Christmas New Year design.
Next year we'll do a Thanksgiving design.
We're gonna do something. Yeah, I know. I was late for Thanksgiving, y'all. I'm sorry, man. A lot of stuff's been happening lately. I ain't really been.
We've been in a lot.
Yeah, I know, for real. I'm trying to restructure things. Coming out with this new brand has been taking up all my time, and we're trying to redo the website. Oh, by the way, the website is not updated with our new brand yet. It will be updated tomorrow, I promise you. Or it'll be updated tonight, and everything will be in place tomorrow. So if you do want to look at our merch and purchase merch, just give me a chance for.
It will be live tomorrow by 6 p.m.
All right, 6 p.m. tomorrow. Then you guys get the merch. I promise you. Christmas collab will go hard. Oh yeah. Speaking of Christmas collab, we are actually doing a toy drive coming up. We're working with Ambitious Whips and Brazen BMW. We're going to be doing a toy drive / cruise / car meet.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a toy drive.
Toy drive. So we're working with Brazen BMW. We're going to do a toy drive. Ambitious Whips. We did a toy drive last year with just us and multiple motors, but we want to actually make it a little bigger. So keep on the lookout for that as well.
That'll be December 1st.
December 1st?
Yes.
Okay.
So another thing too, it's not just toys, household goods, stuff like that. That's also welcome.
Don't forget newish clothes as well.
Yeah, newish clothes.
Newish clothes.
Hey, I swear, if I see y'all donate a Highway Outlaws hoodie, I'm gonna be mad at y'all.
I'm taking
We're
that.
gonna fight.
We're gonna fight because I just designed this, and I'm gonna feel like if y'all buy it and throw it in the getaway pile. I mean, not that I don't want needy people to have our stuff, but I feel like that's a little disrespectful.
Yeah.
at least wear the hoodie for a good half year before you throw it away, or at least wait till summer. God dang, that's crazy. But no, all seriousness, we do have some other stuff coming up. We have a couple more events coming up, and again, www.highwayoutlaws.org. We're gonna have our merch page updated tonight, and it'll be updated with the current prices, which again, we were able to almost cut our prices by 2/3 with the local distributor we have. So we'll be able to give you guys much cheaper stuff, and the quality also went up because Just Print Apparel gives us better quality than cheap Gildan stuff that most people use. Nothing against Gildan, but I'm just saying like it's Gildan.
Yeah. I mean, the quality is really good on this.
I've already, it's soft.
Quality's good on this one, too.
Yeah,
The old one, too.
it's nice and soft.
Yep.
Back to the Challenger issue.
Yachts.
I think, like you said, I like the idea. Honestly, from the big three, Chevy, Dodge, and Ford. I think Mopar has been consistently outperforming Chevy and Ford for the last 5 or 6 years.
I mean, they've held the title for the fastest production vehicle in history.
Well, not even. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about their general business model.
Yeah, they put
they have outsold. No, Challenger and Charger.
Yeah.
Consistently year over year has outsold Chevy and Ford combined.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? And this is Dodge, Chrysler. If y'all see this, I know y'all just sold out to Fiat and all that bullshit. But for the love of God, don't make the electric cars. I was at a Dodge dealership today and saw an electric Wrangler Sahara. Like, what is that shit?
It doesn't matter, y'all. See, this
electric is
you guys aren't realizing this, man. And I understand how y'all feel because I feel the same way. You're not stopping the electric revolution, bro. It's not happening. Y'all gotta realize once they started making supercars electric and hybrid, that was the end of it.
Tesla.
There's not even Tesla, dude. Like even the LaFerrari.
It's
Okay,
hybrid, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have these hypercars that are going hybrid. You have the new AMGs. All these cars. Once you started seeing that, you had to already see the writing on the wall, bro. Y'all need to accept the fact,
to be happy about
dude. The Corvette, the Corvette E-Ray.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta understand, everything is going to be electric. If y'all want y'all's muscle cars and stuff, y'all better hold on to what y'all got, man.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
just
let them go.
no. Once I'm thinking by 2030. You're not gonna find any more new gas-powered cars.
No, that was part of the legislation that was passed too. Is that by 2030, all new vehicles sold have to be electric.
No, I'm serious. So y'all, any of y'all got race cars? Y'all better keep them safe. And I guarantee you, y'all already know what I have. I have a 2016 Camaro SS. I have the first year of the 6th gen that came out. I promise you, in about 10 years from now, when they're not selling gas-powered cars and all y'all crazy people doing banger meets and crash dolls Camaros, any of us that have like these, any of us that have these like well-kept and modified cars, even though I know modified cars traditionally don't bring a premium.
Yep.
People are gonna
will once they don't exist.
Once they don't exist no more, people are gonna want a premium to have these cars.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not letting go of mine. Nah. I'm not letting go to my Challenger, my Chrysler, my Audi. It's not happening.
We got keep the gas powered cars. Yeah, yes. I'm telling you, man. Just like how y'all granddads had those old Stingrays, the original Stingrays, and they kept them for 40, 50 years, and now that car going for $150,000, $200,000 for a car they barely spent $10,000, $20,000 on. It's gonna be the same thing with these gas powered cars. Everybody's gonna want the cars because they can't have them. It's the same reason how they're able to mark up the damn 170. Yeah, it's all supply and demand. So everybody's gonna be electric cars.
Wild. I want one of the old school air cooled Porsches.
Oh shit.
They're already wild, but before they go stupid wild.
I'm gonna never let go of my Hondas. Hey, I feel you, bro. I wouldn't let go of that.
Keep it. Put a laptop in it.
And look, one thing is, let's be honest. In about 7, 8, 9, 10 years, even before that, I'm thinking the next 5 years, electric cars are gonna outperform gas cars in every single way. They already outperform us in acceleration for the most part. Yeah. They already outperform us in efficiency. And they're gonna outperform us.
The only thing that they're not outperforming us right now is range.
And top end speed.
I don't know.
They fall off. No, they fall off, bro.
They
fall off.
But the Plaid still, I mean.
But it's not top speed. The Plaid hits the quarter mile.
The top speed's like what, 180?
The Plaid hits a quarter mile in a good time, but after that, a half mile, that shit already hit his limiter.
Yeah.
Like you have other cars like you have let's take one of the older Vipers, okay? That older Viper is gonna outrun that car in a half mile, even though it's gonna get whooped in the quarter mile.
Yeah.
But you go to half mile past that car is hitting 200 miles an hour almost.
Well, see, people are getting wild with Teslas and stuff like that now, especially modding them. Which, as much as I hate to say this, some of them look pretty good. Like shout out Tesla, she's cool people's.
I think hybrids are the future, but a society with 100 EV will be problematic.
Yeah,
it will.
You
know what? I agree with you. Right now, there's the infrastructure to support a fully electric fleet of cars is just not there. But I will guarantee you in the next 20 years, or maybe even sooner, depending on how much money they're going to throw at it, and depending on who's in office and what their agenda is, the technology's already there, bro. It's just going to be whether or not they're going to build the infrastructure for it.
Right. The power grid is really the limiting factor right now.
The power grid, how many charging stations there are.
Yeah.
And then, I even tell you one thing. Truck drivers.
Yeah.
Truck drivers are going to be a thing of the past in the next 20 years because it's going to be all electric, automated. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. Yes. I was talking to somebody this the other day. The trucks are going to have their own lanes in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a line of trucks being automated going down the road without any drivers.
Right.
And they're going to be a deliver product at a rate that no human can ever do.
Right. Because of the automation, they're going to be able to go substantially
faster
than the
speed
limit.
They don't even need to sleep.
Well,
truck drivers need to sleep. They need to eat. They need to.
Truck drivers have limited power hours.
Yes.
Right. It's 11 hours.
It's going to be 24 hours a day. It's going to be 24 hours a day. Trucks driving nonstop.
Right.
Guaranteed.
And also, the addition to that is the speed. Because at being automated, they'll be able to travel substantially faster than normal truck drivers. No, I mean, most trucks, if you have your CDL or you know anything about trucks, most companies limit their trucks at like 65 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Whereas automated trucks, they can do 130 and not have to worry about it because they're all connected.
Right. They're all going the same. Right. They're all going in the same pattern, the same speed. Right. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the electric revolution is just going to happen. You're not stopping it. Everybody that's mad about it, I understand. Like, y'all don't like it. I don't like it. But it's going to happen. That's it. That's just, got to embrace it at this point.
But something electric.
You got some more answers, some more questions? I seen the 20-mile-per-hour first-gen Dodge Neon in the standing mile. I agree, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, the gas-powered cars, the only thing we can still claim over these electric cars is the top end. That's it. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, as technology gets better, that's no longer going to stand. I mean, you're going to have electric cars being able to easily do 200-300 miles an hour. Because you don't. Yeah. Because here's the thing: the limiting thing of mile per hour on a car is normally aerodynamics, not power, right? Because you can have a 1500 horsepower Chiron, a Bugatti, but it's still limited by weight. It's still limited by aerodynamics. Once the electronic stuff gets smaller and uses smaller electric motors, and the batteries become smaller and more powerful, you drop the weight by half. Now these cars only weigh 2,000 pounds, 2,500 pounds, and now they're pushing out 4,000 horsepower. I mean, and 20,000 foot-pounds of torque.
Well, that's the thing is I was watching a video a couple days ago of this company out in California. I forget what the name of the company is.
Green up, my bad.
But
hey, this our drink for today, y'all. I don't know if I can show y'all this. Actually, you know what?
We're not sponsored by this.
We're not sponsored by this, but it's our drink for today.
Yeah. But there was a company out in California that I was watching.
You got a chaser?
We got this much.
I'm gonna put it back there.
But they basically took a Tesla. They took a P100 DS and outfitted it with a shit ton of aero, and then took it out on the track and broke the track record that was held by a GT3 RS. Like abolished it by like 2.5 seconds. That's because whenever you usually on a track, the time gets lost in corners. Right. With Tesla didn't have to worry about that because immediate acceleration.
It's immediate. That's what I'm saying. And that's my point. That's why I'm telling y'all, electric vehicles, no matter what y'all say, is going to outperform a gas vehicle, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You want to know one electric thing that I would welcome, like, zero question?
What?
A bullet train. Explain to me why the U.S. doesn't have a fucking bullet train.
Because we don't want to put the money in it.
Exactly, but look at Japan. Look at Japan. Look at a lot of Europe.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Huh?
He said think about hearing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's you know what? You know what though?
Bullet trains do a sound.
Here's the
right?
problem.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with electric cars and car enthusiasts, right?
I would love bullet trains.
The problem with car enthusiasts, and when it comes to anything electric, it ain't the performance.
Yeah.
Like even if let's just say right now we don't have the top end performance, I think a car enthusiast can live with that. But the problem is that an electric car has no soul to it.
Right, no gears.
There's no soul.
Sound, no...
You don't feel a connection the same way. I've been in a Tesla Plaid.
That's what
it is fast as hell. It's quick as hell. But when you're driving it, it doesn't feel like it's like you're working for the speed, right?
So I've driven a P100D, right? A couple of my buddies work at Tesla and everything. I've driven it. God just said the ludicrous mode is like 700 horsepower or whatever. I've driven it, merged out the highway going 150. I just there's no sound. I'm not feeling anything.
That's the thing is when I was down in Rockville at Tesla down in Rockville, and I test drove one of the P100D or one of the Model S Sports. It was like the P100DS Sport 2023. Okay. Oh yeah, it's recording. It's just spazzing out.
Gotcha.
But so I drove one of them, and don't get me wrong, it's cool. Like I floored it at 40 miles an hour and it threw my hat off my head.
Yep.
1,000 horsepower. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. But as I'm driving it, I'm like, I don't feel the gears. I don't hear the sound, and it was kind of like,
No, go ahead. I just saw. I'm looking at the viewers' questions. No connection to the car.
Yeah, it didn't feel like I was a part of it.
Yeah.
Whereas like my Audi or my Chrysler, they're loud as shit. They shift gears. You feel it.
You shift, you downshift, you hear the noise.
You're working because you have to work for the power, right?
Yeah.
You got to be in the right gear. You got to let the RPMs hit. You listening to the noise to find out when you need to shift. Like all that stuff comes into the soul of the car.
It gives it personality.
Well, and then again, if your car is a relatively low shifting car like the Dodge Charger, and you're shifting at 6,500 or 6,000 RPM red line, and or if you have
like my Audi, Audi's 8,500.
Right, or if you have one of the a Lamborghini that's shifting at almost 9K, right?
9 or 10K.
Right, so but that difference is that's what the soul of the car is, right? Like you have that connection to the car. When you don't have any of that, it's almost like you on a roller coaster ride, and that's cool, but you don't have any connection to the car.
Well, also in the experience of driving different, gasoline powered cars, internal combustion motors.
Right.
Every single one of them is different. My Chrysler is entirely different than my Audi. And it's two different driving experiences. Whereas you have an electric car, it's all the same driving experience. I mean, we went in Boris's e-tron. Shout out Cars and Karma. We went in Boris's e-tron. Don't get me wrong, it was cool, but it felt exactly the same as a Tesla. Minus the, in my opinion, the build quality was better.
Well, it's much better. It wasn't quite as fast, but yeah, it wasn't quite as quick as a Tesla.
I like his Blackwing better. That has more of a.
Oh yeah, his Blackwing is awesome.
Yeah, that thing is nasty.
Yeah. I love that car.
I blew the glasses off my face.
That's a perfect dad car.
Hey, by the way, if y'all just joining, we appreciate you guys coming in and looking at the second episode. I don't know how long we into this episode.
Let's see here.
20 minutes?
25 minutes, 30 minutes?
Almost 40.
40, oh damn. See, man, that's how much I enjoy messing with y'all. 40 minutes into I don't even think we was in 40 minutes. But we in 40 minutes. If you guys have any topics or something you want us to cover, any questions or anything like that, please type it in the chat and we'll definitely cover it. I did check the chat. There. We don't really have a bunch of specific topics we're gonna cover today. We kind of just freeballing it today. But if you have questions, please let us know. Anything that's happening in the car community, if you want our opinion on it, or if you want us to help you out with something, let us know. We'll see what we got. Put sounds when we comment or post. Okay.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
I guess it's safe to say the driving experience will be a totally different perspective in 10 years. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. The driving experience, I guarantee you, you're going to see 90% of people on the road are going to be, because cars are going to be the self-driving technology. The self-driving technology is going to be so advanced that it'll be basically 100%, close to 100% safe to have self-driving where you don't need any human contact. Right now, you got to like put your hands on the steering wheel, or like they have tracking for your pupils and make sure that you're actually looking at the road. That is going to be gone. You're going to see 90% of the road is going to be doing self-driving, which means that if you want to drive yourself, you're actually going to be at a disadvantage because everybody else is going to be having self-driving. You're going to be trying to cut in and out of traffic. It's going to be super hard to predict because you're trying to go against AI. The AI is really predicting you.
Well, not even street driving though. This is also bringing about this whole shit of shutting down racetracks. Like where they host Texas 2K.
Right. Yeah.
People are moving in and intentionally buying this property, buy racetracks and shit like that, and then petitioning to get it shut down because they don't like the noise. Well, dumbass, you're the one who moved beside a racetrack.
Well,
being one of the biggest and most famous racetracks in the world.
We're gonna Jetson like the Jetsons. Yeah, that's a fact.
Hey,
look.
when my car can fold up and go in a briefcase, then we can talk.
Yeah, we definitely are. You know what? They're gonna have electric. Man, drag races are going to drag no matter what. Yeah. So whether it's electric, whether we on hydrogen, whether we on gas, it don't matter. We gonna race. If I have in 10 years or 20 years, if I'm blessed to still be around and I'm still be able to drive, and there's a drag electric car, you think I'm not going to do that? Like 100%. I'm going to be mad in my head, but I'm going to have fun going 0 to 60 in 1.2 seconds in a car that is fully electric. Like, I'm going to do it. We all complaining now, but at the end of the day, we enthusiasts, we going to make the best of whatever it is. What is Shaw talking about? Like making sounds when somebody posts. How do you do that?
Oh, those are the streamer things. So like they make sound.
Okay, I get that. How?
I have to figure it out on Instagram.
Because I didn't know if Instagram can do that or not.
There's a way to do
it. Hey, if any of y'all know how to do that, if any of you guys know how to make sounds when y'all post,
we'll just Google it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
We got Google.
Hey, Shaw, since you on here and you giving us suggestions, you got a topic you want us to talk about? Otherwise, we about to go to some crazy stuff. I don't think y'all want us to make the topic up because we about 2 drinks in, and we about to talk about some stuff that really don't even make sense.
I was gonna ask you a question.
All right, what's up?
So electric cars, in 10 years, it's gonna be all EVs, right? Or 20 years? What about historic cars? Is it gonna be illegal to drive them? No. Like gas-powered cars, is it gonna be like? Is a gas be more expensive?
It's not.
To drive them?
It's not. Okay, it's not gonna be illegal to drive cars, right? To drive. Well, I'm not. Let me say that 100%. It most likely will not be illegal to drive historic gas-powered cars. What it will be is expensive.
Yeah.
Because if the grid changes from fossil fuel to electric, it's called again supply and demand. So it ain't gonna be a whole lot of fuel left to put in the cars, which means the supply is gonna be low. Now, which means you're not going to have a whole lot of fuel.
That could go the entire opposite direction.
So those gas stations, what about the gas? All the gas stations we have?
They're going to convert to electric.
They're going to convert to electric.
Electric, but then how are we going to get gas? So it's going to be one.
They'll probably still.
Look, it'll have this one old rusty ass gas pump on the back. Yeah,
springs.
It's going to be an old ass gas pump sitting on the back side of the gas station, and y'all going to be to get 100 octane, and that's going to be all they're going to offer, and you're going to have to live with it. Or they might
need 110 at least.
Well, they may not give it to you. Or E85. Yeah. And that's all they're going to offer. And if you want something better or worse, you're going to have to order online, special order.
But see, here's the thing. That could go the entire opposite direction, though, because no demand.
How good folks talk to your shit. Only dog coffee points can be yours and Katie's cars and coffee. I respect that, man. Just imagine how expensive and hard it would be to get car parts. Yeah. Hey.
Exactly. It's already hard and expensive to get car parts as it is now.
Look, we're not only we talking about gas, but real talk, we're not even thinking about oil, transmission fluid, differential fluid, methanol. All that stuff. All that stuff is not. Electric cars don't need none of that. They don't need transmission fluid. They don't need oil.
That's about it.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But they don't need that stuff. So all that's going to become expensive. So when you're driving your non-electric car in that time frame, like you really going to be at a major disadvantage.
But let me finish. That could go the entire opposite direction though, because no demand means there's no reason to drive the price up. So if there's an abundance, say we have an abundance of crude oil, right? Once everything goes electric, if we have an abundance of crude oil, which we do, then it's going to drive the price through the ground, which is going to be great for us.
However, there's also, think of this. Crude oil ain't just used for gas.
No.
So if the demand for gas is low, the supply will also be low. because no one's going to be motivated to make gas if there's almost no gas. So again, you're going to fall into that supply demand no matter what.
Yeah.
Now,
It just
in the
depends
beginning,
on how it's gonna play
in
out.
the beginning, because there'll be a surplus in the beginning, it might be cheap up front, and it would probably be wise to stock up on it. Actually, if you're smart about it, if y'all think entrepreneur minded, y'all would buy. Once you've seen the electric switch to electric, you would buy the gas up front or whatever it is and try to keep it. And then once it's no longer available,
here's what you do.
make a killing on it.
Here's my plan. Once I start building my ranch and everything, I'm gonna have like 12 gas tanks sitting on my property.
Just saying.
We're at least gonna have fuel for a minute.
Hey, that's where entrepreneur-minded people come in. But no, yeah, man. I think honestly, like I said, the future of cars it's always ever evolving. And I think you've been through the horsepower wars. Then it went from horsepower to non-competitive, and every car, the car have a 8-liter V8 pushing out 200 horsepower. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then it went back to the horsepower wars again. Now you got minivans. Like, I know y'all seen commercials. They got minivans for moms doing burnouts.
Yeah.
Like,
Dodge.
oh yeah, I know, yeah, Dodge. We ain't gonna talk about y'all Dodge people. But yeah, no, it's crazy. Like right now, we're back into the horsepower wars. Now you can get the most powerful production cars in the history of cars. And now we're starting to even transition to electric. They still haven't given up on that. Now they're still fighting for the highest horsepower electric car.
Yeah. Yep.
So everything now is like sport. Like now you can get, like, I don't know if y'all seen, and I know some of y'all probably gonna hate me for this. What did that say? Oh yeah. I don't know if y'all seen, but every single commercial for cars has like a sporty aspect to it, to the point where now even cars that were considered like mid-size economy cars or whatever, like you have like the Corolla and the Civic, like they got body kits out of the factory.
Yeah.
They have selective exhaust.
Camrys, the TRD
Yeah,
Camrys.
I ain't even gonna lie. The Camry looks damn
The
good.
TRD Camry looks badass. Actually,
It looks great. Like the white on black. I seen it. I was like, that thing looks
the
good.
little arrow pieces and stuff.
Even the interior looks good.
Right.
But again, it's all looks. That car it's still
Slow
slow as dirt. But the thing is, that's what people are selling now. Every car, minivan, SUV, everybody wants a fast something. So the horsepower wars is not going to stop in the near future again until the market stops buying those cars.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is there are specific brands out there.
Question, what we got?
Oh, what's up?
Why y'all lying? Who we lying? What we lying about? Hyperloop. Oh, we got some questions. Now the car culture has to become lobbyists. I agree with that. 100% Hyperloop thoughts. He said, "Why we lying?" Hey, hi buddy, what we lying about? Let us know. What we lying about? You gotta let me know. Hyperloop. What's Hyperloop?
Is that the name? Is it his name? Hyperloop?
He said Hyperloop thoughts.
Hyperloop thoughts.
Hey,
what do you mean by Hyperloop?
Hey, explain. What's Hyperloop?
There's a few different
He
things.
said a fast Camry.
Hey,
Explain. Hey, give us a heads up. What's Hyperloop?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with that.
That could be taken a few different ways because if you say Hyperloop, I'm thinking like CERN Hadron Collider.
I don't think that's what he's talking about.
Probably not.
But we're gonna find out.
That's a whole rabbit hole we could go down.
Hey, hi buddy. Let us know what you're talking about, man.
Hyperloop thoughts. That's interesting.
We're gonna find out.
If we're talking about, we could go down a rabbit hole.
What y'all talking about? Hey, what's up, Full Speed? Right now, we just kind of bullshitting. We were talking about electric cars versus gas power cars. And then we were talking about like the future of like performance and the future of like drag racing, how it's going to be pretty much all electric enough in like 10, 15, not even 10, 15 years, probably 5, 6, 7 years, honestly. Yeah, we over here just talking. What we got? We got transportation company. Hyperloop is Tesla.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Hyperloop. Okay, it's Tesla transportation company. I never knew that was the name of it, honestly. Seen the hybrid bikes. That's crazy. I had no idea. Did we doing hybrid bikes now?
Yes.
There's electric bikes.
And look,
the electric bikes are
so I'm not gonna shit on the electric bikes because I rode one of the Harley Livewires. Ridiculous. Like, don't get me wrong. If you know anything about Harleys, Harley doesn't advertise their horsepower. They advertise the torque of their bikes, right? But the live wire is ridiculous.
Hold up.
What's up?
Okay, Hyperloop. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, full speed. I'm gonna address your comment in just a minute. But Hyperloop, since that was first. That's transportation company. I think we kind of I think we kind of started touching on that before. I know, man. I know the performance. You want to hate on it, but again, we can't deny performance. But Hyperloop.
Okay, so
we kind of touched on this before.
Well, yeah, but we're playing this game of like with Hyperloop and with Tesla, specifically what Elon's been trying to do, because I kind of been following this. We're playing this game of we travel in 2 dimensions, right? So the main thing is we travel in 2 dimensions, driving cars on roads. You go forward, backwards, side to side, right? Mm-hmm. Like this. When you bring planes in, right, you travel in a 3rd dimension. You can go forward, backwards, side to side, or you can go up here. It's the same principle with the tunnels and stuff that Elon's trying to build and has built. He built the one in California. It's underground. There's no traffic in there. And it's all the tunnel is built
that's what we just said
for automated driving.
But isn't that what we just said? Yeah. We said that in a few years there will be no more truckers.
Right.
Truck driving will be a obsoleted thing, and there will literally be a separate network just for electric trucks. And it will be way more efficient, and it will be a 24/7 thing, and goods will make it places in unprecedented times. You don't have to feed AI. You don't have to feed computers. You don't have that. The only thing they need to do is this power up. That's it.
Right.
That's it. And they might even make, honestly, if they can do a wireless charging for phones, they're telling you it will be wireless charging for cars.
It ain't gonna take that long.
They will be charging as they're driving.
Because all it is a oversized phone on wheels.
Even gas power remote control cars are becoming relics.
Yeah, right. I still have some of the Nitro RC cars.
45-minute charging ain't it. Yeah, well, you know what though? I'm trying to tell y'all that charging time right now. You talking about 45 minutes now? Think about this. For all y'all that old enough to remember when you first had a cell phone, do you remember how long it used to take to charge your cell phone up, bro?
2 hours.
Dude, you can charge your cell phone up now from a 0 to 100% in like
40 minutes,
45 minutes to an hour, and maybe even it depends on what kind of phone you have. But dude, you think that's not gonna be with cars? They're gonna make it so that the infrastructure on the road is actively charging your car as you're driving. You might not even need. We were talking about gas stations. Yeah. In theory, you might not even need gas stations in the future.
Right.
But hold on, we want to.
What was that? What was the other topic?
Hold on. Charging my trains, I did. I mean, I'm telling you, hi, buddy. Somebody has that.
Full speed.
Okay, yeah, Hey, you know what? We're gonna talk about full speed. Hey. We're gonna talk to full speed. Full speed, he talking some shit right now because full speed, he disagrees. He says that the electric revolution is actually going to be a failure. He said that in 10 years there will be no more electric cars. We're going back to fossil fuel. I would disagree with you on that.
I think there's a small chance.
There's a small. Nothing's impossible.
Yeah.
They have there's too much lobbying. There's too much of a push for this green initiative.
Right.
You would have to have someone with significant pull and power to turn us away from the electric grid, because I'm telling you, man, the investment in this has been so much. You have people that have way too much money, like Elon Musk, that they have politicians in their back pocket. You're not going to outbid these people.
There's only 2 limiting factors to it right now. One, lithium. Because the process of mining lithium and procuring lithium is ridiculous. If you've ever looked at
but what's the saying?
What do you mean?
There's a saying, and some of y'all may not know this saying. The saying is, necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
So
which is why if
lithium
powered by lithium batteries.
Okay, and if lithium goes away, you don't think somebody's going to invent an alternate source?
Right.
That ain't going to be a limiting factor.
But with lithium, because that's the primary way they're going right now.
Man, y'all got. I like. He said Trump 2020.
2020.
The current power grid can't handle it, but
that was about to be my next point.
That can change if they can improve battery tech and the manufacturing process. It'll actually be a massive benefit.
Technology is advancing every day.
Let's not forget that the biggest producers of electricity is coal and gas. Yes, that's a good point. Yeah. Next
for the time being.
Batteries. That's a hot buddy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Hot Buddy. I just mentioned the same thing you said. And again, necessity is the mother of invention. If one source runs out, there's plenty of other sources that can take that up.
The biggest thing is going to be when they start powering electric cars, solar.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, so no,
Yeah.
that's what he was saying. So
Right.
he'll be charging the car while driving.
Solar.
Sunlight.
Hey, look, there's this is what I think sometimes people forget. There's a lot of technology right now that's out, that has been out for a while, that can do the things that we are saying can be done 10 years from now. The only reason that we don't know about it or it's not mainstream is because either A, it has been suppressed because the big lobby companies like coal and gas or even now electric have suppressed it, or B, the cost of it is just too much until they can figure out how to make it more efficient.
Well, that's the problem with nuclear. You look at nuclear power. Okay, when you say nuclear,
Or it's not safe.
Well, no. Here, that was about to be my point. Is people, you say nuclear power and people think that nuclear is unsafe. Let me enlighten you to something. 5 years in the Navy, I learned this shit. A majority of our carriers, actually all of our carriers, are nuclear powered with the assistance of diesel motors, which is only for specific parts of the ship. A lot of our big transport ships are nuclear powered. They've harnessed the ability to use nuclear power. The problem is the price of it.
Well,
it's fucking
not even
expensive.
that, dude. We gonna put a nuclear engine inside of a Civic?
Think about it.
First of all, hey,
if you figure out how to enrich,
y'all dudes in the DMV, y'all can't drive for shit.
No, that's facts.
You think I'm gonna be driving on the road with some of y'all dudes in Altimas in a nuclear powered engine so that y'all can crash and create a damn nuclear explode? Yeah. Bro, 270 gonna be gone in the first. Hey, if they ever release a nuclear powered engine, bro, if they release a nuclear powered engine, 270's gone in the first 20 minutes.
DC's gone in the first 20 minutes.
The whole 270's gone. Like literally, the 270's done. Y'all dudes blowing up the whole 270, and it's gonna be the fault of all y'all Altima drivers. And then
driving like you got a GTR.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Hey, we ain't doing nuclear power. I'm moving, y'all. if there's nuclear power engines, I'm out.
Hey, I'm
Remember, Prius had the solar roofs to power AC. Yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
The fix for Karma was solar to that failed. You know what? He said we have no choice but to go electric. The pollution is changing the world. They won't let it fall. Yeah, I agree. Even though we can get into that too, Dez, because people don't realize the effort that takes to currently mine lithium and stuff is actually as pollutive, if not more pollutive, than actually mining for oil. So if they're going with that whole green initiative, they're gonna have to figure out how they can change that. But yeah, no. Full Speed made a good point about the solar with the Fisker and it failed. So I mean, you're right. I like this guy, man. And look, Full Speed, you bring in another perspective. I like it.
I want to hit on that though.
Nuclear runs too hot. It's more. That's why it's going to fail. Yeah. Well, hey, nuclear inside of a Civic gonna be crazy, bro. He right.
Well, that's it. Think about the ability. If you could basically enrich a small enough amount of uranium to make a cell this big to power a car, the probability of it powering a car is extreme because of the amount of energy it puts off. You just have to be able to direct that energy like we do on ships.
And keep it safe.
Right. It's already safe though. We have the technology to keep it safe. But here's another thing. No gas.
They are in front windshield to assist with navigating and driving overall.
No gas, but also 25-year lifespan.
Yeah.
Most of the
that ain't gonna, right there, you already failed. Ain't gonna fly. Because no one has ever created something that doesn't need maintenance or doesn't need to be replenished.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's never gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying though. If you look,
that works on a Navy ship,
right?
Because there's no money to be made there. But when you have several billion people that are driving cars, that's where money's to be made.
What do you mean there's no money being made there?
No, there's no money to be made, because there's not a lot of naval ships. There's no money to be made in making something that has to be refueled over and over again. With a commercial product like a car, there's a lot of money to be made in that. They're not going to do that to a Navy ship because that's function over form, whereas a commercial car is form over function. They're not. They're never going to make a Navy ship that's going to be inefficient. For cars, there's a motivation to do so.
Believe me, they're fucking inefficient.
But I'm saying they're not purposely making it that way. They're not going to lobby like if they had a way to make a Navy ship because when a Navy ship, the whole point of that is it needs to serve a function. That is a function to protect the country. That's not the function of a car. A commercial car getting us from work. They're not gonna take away the ability to keep hitting us with shit. Do you think they can't make a cell phone where the screen don't crack?
Oh, they can.
Of course they can. Right then they don't because that's a multi-million-dollar industry selling screen protectors, selling screen protectors and services. That's just reality of life, dude. They're never gonna make a car that doesn't need to be refueled. Never.
But here's the thing. Think about the probability, or not the probability. Think about the perspective that we have on it compared to Japan, for instance, right? Japan is...
The game needs it.
Huh?
He said, where y'all at? Hey, real quick. Hey, full speed. Hey, I was about to ask you that, bro. You actually just took the words out of my mouth. Next week, I need you on the show, man. Because we want to talk about... We've been talking about everything in the car game. I want to get into the street racing game. Because we haven't really hit on the street racing thing. Hey, full speed. If you want to come on, bro, we're going to get you on next week. Just let me know. All you got to do is DM me and you on, bro. We're going to make it work. Whether you want to come here or not. Let me see. He said he'll be free. All right. Hey, it's a bet.
We may be able to do it. Like, it would be easier to do it over a Zoom call.
Yeah, if you're too far away from where we are, just to give you a heads up, we're in Frederick right now. But if you're too far from Frederick, we'll get you on the Instagram live and we'll...
Shoot me a message, and we can talk about it and stuff too.
Yeah, we'll get you on Instagram Live, and we'll do like a collab, or like we'll share it to you.
Or even if you want to jump on a Zoom call, I could jump you on a Zoom call, and you could be on the podcast.
Real talk, and I know we kind of switching topics a little bit, but like another person, I gave a shout out earlier to DMV meetups, but Full Speed Performance is one of the new pages in the game, and he has done an amazing job. I'm pretty sure he's even surpassed the Highway page by like 10K followers.
Yeah, like you're what, like 30 or 35,000?
Like 30-something thousand. Hey.
Yeah, but his is all racing.
But you know what though? Yeah. But I'm trying to tell y'all, Full Speed and people like him, he understands the fact that if you take hard work and then consistency over time, that you can grow something big. This dude's out here dominating. He's out here dominating the street racing documentation, even more than other people that's been doing it longer than him.
And don't forget 301 Chris as well.
I know, and 301. Hey, Chris is my man. But I'm saying Full Speed.
Yeah, he's been consistent.
Full Speed's been consistent. This man popping out content after content after content, and he grew his page. And he actually another thing that he did that other people didn't do. No, Full Speed actually made a format of his video that other people didn't do. So he has the race in the middle and the two cars on top. So he thought about something that made him different, and that's what good entrepreneurs do. Hey,
I'm gonna get at you about something about our little documentary.
Oh damn! He flexed on this. He said 40.5K.
Bruh.
Hey, my bad. Hey,
all you gotta do is
hey, Full Speed. Hey, let me put some respect on your name. My bad. 40.5K. I said 30K.
What we have.
Hey, this man only been around half the time. Right. So,
but I'm gonna plug this real quick because we're gonna be working on it, and I know he's gonna be a part of it too. Is our little documentary we're gonna be starting up.
Oh yeah. Hey, we're doing I know some of you guys that saw episode 1, y'all know this already, but if y'all haven't seen episode 1. We're going to do a documentary of the whole car scene. So people like Full Speed, 301 Chris, and other people that's real influential in the car scene. We want to get you guys to be on the documentary. Let us know like the history of how you guys came into the car scene, like what you guys are doing, like all that. We're going to get into that this winter into the. Well, I guess we're gonna get it done. We'll probably get it done in the winter.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
We'll see how long it's gonna take.
Yeah, we gotta figure out timeline and stuff for it. But it's gonna happen one way or the other.
That would be cool. Yeah, no, we got you, man, for real. Like there's certain people I respect in the car game, and you're definitely one of the people I respect in the car game. Only because I love people that work hard and that have a vision, and that's not afraid to have their own lane. Like I really respect that. Because as a fellow entrepreneur, That's definitely. And plus, I want to talk to you as well. I don't know how you're monetizing your page, but like
That's facts.
I
That's
hope
something we need to talk
yeah,
about.
I know if you want I think I have some ideas for you, man. You should be monetizing your page, bro, cuz the amount of effort and work you put into it, I hope that you're like
the amount of traffic you have, bro.
yeah, man, like
Yeah,
make the most of it, bro, for real.
Yeah.
Like
Put it on YouTube as well. Put it on YouTube.
yeah,
So
man.
it's-
If you don't have a YouTube, I think you do have a YouTube. I'm pretty sure you do, but if you don't, make a YouTube cuz your longer videos would do better on YouTube.
That was the whole idea I had for doing the podcast. I mean, I've been working on this for a year and a half, so
Yeah.
now that we're finally doing it, it's more like this is something I've been watching a lot of, like Jordan Peterson, if y'all know who that is, and like Joe Rogan.
He doesn't.
Sad.
Where to find the pod? Hey, full speed. We gonna work. I'm gonna work with you, bro.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You
Hey,
been-
oh yeah, he does have YouTube. He does. Okay. Hey,
No,
full speed. We gonna work with you, bro. I'm gonna turn you into. Hey, if you let me work with you, I'm gonna turn you into a killer. I promise you.
I help you with the business shit on the back end too.
I'm
You
gonna
got
turn.
this.
I'm gonna turn you into a killer. I'm telling you, bro. I love working with people like you. You young and hungry people. I love working with people like you. He said, where do we find the podcast?
Oh, 4TC_podcast, and then it's also going to be in the link in the description of the live and everything too. So, and I'll message you after we get done. I'll shoot you a link to the YouTube.
It's not full speed. Someone else asked.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
for the
4TC_podcast on YouTube.
Hey, for the podcast, for the link for the podcast, we're gonna put it in the bio.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the bio of the page, and I'll actually add it to the when we upload the replay the live. I'll have it in the comments as well. I know Instagram sucks with like clicking on links, so
Yeah.
we'll put it in there anyway. Hopefully you guys will figure it out. But yeah, we're gonna have.
If you go look on my page at that type of photographer, I've also got it in my story, and you can just click on the link and go straight to the page.
Let me ask you a question. Like, what are you uploading the podcast to right now?
It's gonna be YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and audio.
So what is this? What the link that you just told people? What is the
That's
link
for the YouTube.
That's for the
That's
YouTube.
for the YouTube page.
You know what you should do? Create a link tree for the podcast.
I'm already working on it.
Okay.
I'm already
Look,
working
we're gonna
on that one.
have a link tree for the podcast, and that way, once it's uploaded to all the different avenues, you'll be able to select which one you want to hear it
It'll
on.
be
That'll-
automatically posted on Facebook.
And then
The
I'll
link
post.
tree will be on like all of our pages and everything, and it'll all have the links going to it. I'm already working on that.
All right, we working on it. We working on it. Let me see. What's he saying? I started on YouTube. Okay, that's what it was. So he started doing YouTube, and then see, look, full speed. That's why we need you on the IG live because I want you to let everybody know.
Jump in the live with us. Jump in the live with us.
Liddy, I'm here. No fun. I'm in there. No funny stuff. Great stuff, fellas. Appreciate you, man. Hey, look.
Hey, full speed. Request to jump on the live with us.
We'll do it. Do it next. I want him to come in like I want him to come in the beginning, and I want him to like be able to really tell his story.
If you don't want to jump on the live, if you want to be on the podcast that I'm gonna post up on our YouTube page and stuff too, shoot me a message, and whenever we do it, I can jump you in on a Zoom call or anything, so you're in with us.
Yeah. We appreciate y'all's support for real. Like honestly, man, without people like Dez that's been supporting us for a long time, we wouldn't even be able to do what we doing. We only gonna get bigger and better. Like right now, this is only our second episode. We're looking to get like some big names on here in the future. We're looking to get like some celebrities. We gonna obviously
Joe Rogan. Come on.
we gonna upgrade our equipment and everything else. So right now, we just want to get started and see what we do. Like I said, we got people like Full Speed that has big YouTube pages, or bigger than what we have right now, and we're trying to get growth over time. I'm not really pressed either way. I think it'll grow whenever it grows. Like I don't want to force nothing.
No,
So,
this
just let it happen. Just
the
bring
thing
people
about
on.
the podcast is I just wanted to do this for the fun of it. Just
He's not. He said he's not even far from us.
Oh, bet. So yeah, just shoot me a message or shoot
Yeah,
him.
I'll hit you up after the thing's over, and we'll talk about details. I mean, we got till next week.
Yeah.
So it's no rush. Whatever you want to do, whatever you feel comfortable doing, that's what we'll do. All right, back on topic because we cannot stay on topic because
It's all right. It's a podcast.
this damn Black Label whiskey.
You're showing it for second drink.
Yeah, but it's like all whiskey.
It's
No, it's
not
like
cheap
literally.
shit.
I'm literally just sipping this Jake because it's strong as
It's
I don't know
not
what.
cheap. Look. I drink bourbon, and it's not cheap shit.
This
I like my
that
shit.
whiskey is strong as hell, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm over here like trying to sip it because I I ain't really eating nothing today.
That's
either.
what it's for.
That's the other problem.
It's not supposed to be shy.
Yeah,
It's
this
a
man over
secret.
here drinking like it's juice and shit. Damn alcoholic. But anyway, all right. What's the next topic? Let me see. We've been over the car scene. We've been over
Fucking Final Destination.
Final Destination.
That's our conversation.
The fuck is Final Destination?
Man, nobody
Look,
nobody
Oh,
care about no
nah,
damn
fuck
Final
that.
Destination, man. That's all something else, man.
the physics from that damn movie.
Or
Man,
what,
what else
what
we
about
got,
this?
man?
What's the next thing you're gonna do to Camaro?
Back to the e-cars, bro. Yeah.
Oh,
15
we
years.
going back
He
to the
said
e-cars?
he said yeah, 15 years max. You know what?
That's 15
I'm
years.
not gonna say that's not possible. I'm not sure I agree that we're gonna turn around right now. I feel like electric cars are gonna take over.
And by
That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Well,
I could be wrong.
There was a legislation signed, and don't get me
I
wrong.
work at Nissan. Let me know if anybody needs a GTR. Damn.
Hey,
Hey, my man said.
Shameless
Wait.
Shameless plug.
I want
My
a
man ain't
GTR.
asked for a regular car. He said he ain't say if anybody needs a Sentra. He ain't say if anybody needs an Altima or a Maxima. He
Hey,
said
that's
if
how
anybody
you
needs a
know he car person.
GTR.
That's how you know he a car person, though.
Hey, look. I like the plug. Okay. Hey, look. If anybody
I
needs
need a GTR.
if anybody
Holla
needs a
at me.
GTR, hit my man's up,
It
man.
better not be a
He just sold.
50,000 markup.
He just sold one last
Thanks.
week. All right,
Hey,
Pippin.
I need one.
No
He needs
50,000 markup.
he needs a GTR. He needs a GTR.
And MSRP. No markup.
You said I'm gonna get the sales. Hey, I ain't even mad at him for real. If you sell a GTR off this podcast, bro, I'm gonna be hyped for you, man, for real. And that's gonna boost that's gonna boost me. So I'm like, we actually help somebody sell a supercar.
Thanks.
Cause a GTR is a supercar.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is it a supercar?
Mm.
It's an entry level supercar.
We gonna
It's a supercar. Shut up.
we gonna get hey.
It's
I like that topic. We gonna get on that next.
Yeah.
How much time we got left? What we on?
We got as much time as we want.
How much
We're
we on?
only
How
an
long?
hour and 10 minutes. In,
Hour and 10 minutes. We ain't gonna be on here too long, but we got people look. As long as we got people looking, we gonna keep going.
Right.
All right, look, hold on. First question. First thing first. The Camaro. Good question.
Which one?
My Camaro.
What are you doing next?
What am I doing next?
I know what I'm doing next. We can go next after me. After you. Go ahead.
So, I know a lot of people have been saying. He said, "Sorry, it's not." Hey, full speed. Hold on for just a second because we're going to get to the whole supercar explanation and the definition. But let me touch on this one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we get on, the Camaro, I know I haven't been racing the car. I built it as a drag car. Most of y'all know that already. I plan to go even further with it. I want to turn it to like straight up like I ain't driving it at all on the street. And I have a lot more. I'm gonna keep it NA. People asking, I'm gonna keep it NA. I'm not gonna go boost. I'm not gonna throw nitrous on it, nothing like that. I still have a lot more I can do to the car, and
Entire bottom end.
there's a lot that I can do to the car. I haven't gone full crazy with it yet, but I'm going to. I think next year, depending on how well we do. I want to make it a dedicated drag car, and I want to hit more drag events. So yeah, that's good. I'm not going into too much detail right now because I'm waiting on my man Prey to come up with a couple of different solutions. But I do plan on definitely taking it to the next level next year. So we'll see. But we'll get on to Full Speed's question. He said the GTR is not a supercar. Agree or disagree?
Mm,
I'm in between right now. Because
Ooh. We got some people going back and forth. He's saying, so we got somebody saying it is a supercar. So Reek saying it's a supercar. Full Speed saying it's not a supercar. Jake, we're gonna go through the panel. Jake, supercar, yes or no?
I'm gonna say yes.
Ooh, we got people disagreeing. That's two disagree.
Hold up.
Ooh, a rich man's Honda. Oh my God.
Nah. You
Hey,
don't disrespect it.
That's
like that.
disrespectful,
Don't
bro.
disrespect
He
it like
said,
a rich man's Honda.
my man said it's a rich man's Honda. Proper V6 twin turbo. Okay,
V6
Jake,
gang.
I know I've been talking a lot. I'm gonna let Jake talk. Let's first define. I want to go through the panel. What is everybody's definition of a supercar? Go. Definition of a supercar.
Everybody's definition is gonna be different.
But what's your definition of a supercar?
exotic?
What's exotic mean? You gotta define it.
Ferrari, LaFerrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, Ship that looks like a spaceship. That's my definition of a supercar.
All right. What's your definition of a supercar?
Select few can get it.
Ooh, okay.
That's select few. Because look, you Camaros, Mustangs, and then you Chryslers, common cars. Uncommon cars, Lamborghinis, Bugattis, McLarens, to whatever the fuck else. Those are supercars. And then you forgot Lotus Elises, but they're still uncommon. But that's a fine line. Is that a supercar or not? GTRs, they're Nissans, but I don't know if it's a supercar. It's like a high-end sports car, but it could be like that's like Mustangs. Are GT500s declared as supercars like the Demons? Because they're making like 700-800 horsepower, making more power than the Lamborghini Huracan.
But not a supercar.
But not supercars.
Okay, let me. All right, I'm gonna set. So I have a very like detailed definition, and I'm sure y'all know because I talk all the damn time. But I have a very detailed definition of what a supercar is. Right? Okay, there's a couple different criteria for a supercar. A supercar is going to obviously, number one, have certain level of performance. In my opinion, a supercar has to be in the 1%, top 1% performance of all cars on the road. Top 1%. So there's millions of cars on the road. 1% of those cars, in my opinion, or less, that is supercar performance. That means not just going in a straight line. That means you have to have it all. Straight line, handling, braking, aero. You have to be in the top 1% to be a supercar. That's criteria number one, but not the only criteria. Criteria number two, and he hit it on the head, exotic. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be made, because exotic kind of means that it's not like native.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be exotic, because that means that a Lamborghini wouldn't be a supercar in Italy. Right?
Yeah.
But that's not true. A Lamborghini is a supercar in general.
Yep.
Supercar meaning that it has a limited production, which means it's not available to everyone. And number two,
it's very distinct.
It's very distinct. Limited run, very distinct. Hard to get. Right? Now, everybody can't get a supercar.
No.
Yeah.
Right? Number three, it has to be. Well, this is kind of part number two, but it has to be exclusive in a way.
Yep.
Meaning that I can't just walk into a dealership and say I want that car.
Yeah.
Because if I can do that, it's not a supercar. And so to an extent, I guess I can agree a GTR isn't a supercar, because GTRs can be purchased relatively readily by the average person that has some money. Not even a whole lot of money. They're expensive, but they're not out of reach of, like, I can get a GTR if I wanted to get a GTR.
Exactly.
But I really can't get a Lamborghini. Now, I can get a 20-year-old Lamborghini, but they're still going for $80,000, $90,000, $100,000.
Right. A Mercy is still at $90,000.
Exactly. So, in my opinion, the GTR hits some check boxes of a supercar. It hits the performance.
I think a GTR is a high-end sports car with virtually unlimited potential.
It hits the supercar performance. So, but also it hit prestige. Yeah. Because a supercar to me has to have some kind of level of prestige. Now, somebody sees you in a fucking Lamborghini, it's prestige.
Now let's play this game of, if you're talking prestige, what generation GTR are we talking about? Because an R32 or an R34 is just as prestigious as an Aventador, possibly even more.
Depending on who you ask.
Right.
But again, a non-car person knows a Lamborghini is a supercar.
Yeah.
A non-car person seeing you in an R34, they ain't gonna know what the hell that is. It's gonna like a regular old car to them. That's why I say you're looking at the general overall population. If you get out of a car like a Lamborghini, that door opens up. You know what I'm saying? You have a Continental, that bitch got suicide doors. Like, people looking at you differently, right?
Yeah.
So that's part of having a supercar. Even part of a supercar to me is having a car that is like has limited functionality.
LaFerrari.
Right. Like you get in a car where you can only fit.
Can't even sit in the.
You have a car that fits one person. You have a car that has no storage space. Like, I feel like that's a supercar.
Well, that's like us trying to sit in the LaFerrari when we went to that car.
Exactly. I feel like that's part of having a supercar. Let me see, what are people saying on here?
McLaren.
Yeah. He said, GTR is a prestige with its power, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if a car, I feel like a car has to check like a certain amount of boxes in order to be a supercar. Because again, hey, let me ask you a question. Would you consider a G80 BMW M4 a supercar? No. I wouldn't consider that a supercar. It's mass produced. It's mass produced. It's not that expensive. It's readily available. Not that expensive. It doesn't really have much prestige. Again, the potential of the power in that car is amazing. But
they're not necessarily cheap either, because
they're not cheap, but they're
over 100,000.
They're not cheap, but again, it's still a mass-produced car. It doesn't have anything particularly that makes it. It has a full-size trunk.
Yeah.
It's front engine. I mean, what's
okay? By that classification, C8 Corvette's a supercar, right? Now,
okay.
Let's play that game because they built it to contend with Ferrari.
Wait. A base Stingray or even a Z06. No, not a Z06. The what's the package they have? The
Z51.
The Z51. Even a Z51 package is not a supercar. A Z06 is a supercar, and I will tell you why. It hits all the check boxes. Does it have the looks? Yes, check box. Does it have the performance? Yes, check box. Mid-engine? Check box. Limited production? Check box. Hard to get? Check box. Does it have prestige? Check box. It hits everything. Is it the functionality? It has a front trunk.
Yeah.
Okay? It doesn't have much storage space. It doesn't have a back seat. It hits every single checkbox of a supercar. The price, most people can't afford it. Again, it's marked up to $400,000, $350,000. That's a supercar. Now that's a stone throw away from a regular Z51. Okay. Now.
So when you're saying like that and marked up $300,000-$400,000, is a Lexus LFA a supercar as well?
Oh, absolutely, dude. A LFA. Of course it's a supercar, bro. You can't even get an LFA.
That's the sexiest sound.
Somebody has to sell you their LFA. You can't get an LFA. Dude, it has a fucking 10,000 RPM, almost freaking flat pane V8, bro. Like,
they sound beautiful.
And it sounds amazing. But if you talk about flat plane V8, right? Is a Mustang GT350? Is that a supercar?
Nope.
Not a supercar.
It's a muscle car.
It has a high revving flat plane V8.
Yep.
But is it a supercar? No.
Love to have one.
Not a supercar. It's not.
It's just an NA.
It's a great car. It's not a supercar.
See, the only box that doesn't click is the prestige, the look of it.
It doesn't have the prestige. It doesn't have the rarity. Mm-hmm. It's not easy to get, but it's not rare.
I mean, they're decently.
I'll see several 350s at Katie's Cars and Coffee, or I'll see them at Mikey and Mel's.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll see many of those before I see some of the other supercars, right?
But then again, I see a lot of Mustangs anyway, so it's just
right.
Yeah,
but we're just saying what makes a supercar. It has to have several check boxes. It can't just be one thing.
It can't
because again, is a ZL1 a supercar?
No.
Because a ZL1 has just as much power as a Huracan.
Yeah.
But it's not a supercar. It's a mass-produced car, right? It's not a supercar.
Same with the GT500s. They're marked up like $40,000-$50,000, but
a GT500 is not a supercar, but a GT. God, I'm so freaking drunk.
Really? Okay.
Not completely drunk, but yeah.
I'm Z06?
No, the
Z06. The C8.
GTO. GTO, not a GTO. God damn it! What's the supercar that
GTR?
No, the supercar that Ford makes, man.
The Ford GT.
Yeah,
Ford GT. God damn it, y'all! Y'all killing me.
You just kept saying GT over and over again.
I was just like, wait, hold on.
He said, bringing you on next. Yeah, bring them on, man. We need some more people. Hey, Ford GT's a supercar.
Yes.
But which one?
All of
All of them are.
So you talking
You know
about
how impossible it is to get even an
A Ford
allocation?
GT is a
I was like,
supercar, bro.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about the new ones, or I don't know about the old ones. The old ones, I don't think it's a supercar.
Why?
It definitely.
Why
is
is the old one not a supercar?
I feel like it's just a sports car.
No.
It's a high-end sports car.
Do you understand why the GT and the GT40 are what they are? It's because the motherfucker won Le Mans.
Yeah,
On top
Bro.
of, you know how hard it is to even get an allocation for one of those
Dude.
cars?
Yeah,
It's
it's a lot.
impossible.
Dude, it's not practical to drive. It has the looks. It has the performance.
Yeah.
It has no. It's not practice. You can't go daily it very practically.
Yeah, I would try.
Yeah, but you can't. It doesn't have the space,
No.
dude. It's elite. You can't just go buy it. It's the supercar.
I know for the new Ford GTs, it's like you need like special permission to buy those things.
Yeah,
Just saying,
it's,
dude.
It's
Yeah, but I don't-
damn near impossible to get an
Buddy in
allocation.
the back just watching Formula Drift. Ford GT was designed for Le Mans racing, right?
It exactly
It's a supercar.
was.
It's a supercar, man. And then now, the other definition is. Oh, okay. You know what? Before we even get to that, I'm trying to think. Should we go to this or that? I'm trying to think. This or that. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna tell you.
Remember,
This.
don't
right.
forget. Think this.
We're going into this. We're
Yeah.
going into this. And then we're gonna go back to that.
Just remember.
So,
write it down or something.
This is what's a hypercar. Jake,
Yes.
Jake, definition.
Yes.
What's a hypercar?
Okay, so in my definition of a hypercar, basically just what we described as a supercar on steroids. Because hypercars are built solely for the performance of them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, they have the looks because of the aero and everything else that has to go into them. But it's a supercar solely
What's an example of a hypercar?
What's that car that's in Dubai that has like 1,600 horsepower?
like in Hypersport.
No, the other one.
That's a hypercar.
Devil 16.
Yeah, that was
Bugatti
16.
Chiron
Yeah.
hypercar.
The Chiron. Yeah, definitely.
La Ferrari hypercar.
Yeah.
Those are the elite of the elite.
Yeah. Those are $4.5 million
Right.
cars.
That's elite the elite. The
Supercar.
Pagani Hire.
Yeah, the Wyra.
Like
yeah.
those, all those cars are
Wyra
hypercars.
BC.
All those are
No,
hypercars.
All Paganis are hypercars.
They are.
Yeah.
And those are. And you talking about
All right.
limited run?
Oh, Koenigsegg.
They almost don't make anywhere over 100 of those cars for the entire world.
Right, but here's the thing
Not
about
even
those.
100, it's
Here's the
probably
thing
50.
that sets them
Yeah.
apart to be a hypercar. Like I said, one, it's like the supercars, but only for performance. Because if you sit, I've sat in a fucking Wyra BC before. You sit in a Wyra, and it's like you become a part of the car.
They're all hand
It's
crafted too.
right.
Hand-built.
Well, that doesn't classify it because my favorite car in the world is an Aston Martin DB11, and the Aston Martins are entirely hand.
But it's not a hypercar.
Exactly.
But is it a supercar?
Yes, they're definitely supercars.
Okay.
It's an
Okay.
entry-level
Let me ask you a
supercar.
question.
They're not entry level.
Let me ask you a question.
It's not that expensive.
Depends on which one you
Is
take.
a Rolls Royce Cullinan a supercar?
That's more like a luxurious.
right.
I see my classification for that would be super luxury.
Super luxury.
Same as a
but not
Maybach.
a supercar.
It's not super
No,
car.
it's super luxury because yes, they have the performance. Yes, they have the looks. Yes, they have the prestige behind them. But
It's not focused. It's not
a Cullinan is almost 7,000 pound,
Okay.
600 horsepower.
What about? Okay. This about to be real controversial, y'all. Let's see. Hold on. Somebody said something. Plenty much. A hypercar, supercar, steroids. Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree with you.
exactly.
Let me ask y'all this question. This is where it gets confusing right here. Okay. This is a good example of how this is gonna make y'all think. A Audi SQ was it SQ7 RS?
Lamborghini.
Which one is it? What's with the hype?
Was it SQ8 RS?
SQ8 RS.
Yeah.
That is not a hypercar. That is not a supercar.
No.
Is a Lamborghini Urus a supercar?
No.
It's not.
No.
Why is an Urus not a supercar?
They're super SUVs. Supercars.
Okay.
Most of the time.
That's semantics. Is it? It's still. If you're gonna call it a supercar, a super SUV is a supercar. So whatever.
No, I'm gonna call it a high performance SUV.
So it's not a
I'm
super.
not gonna say it's a
why is it not a super? Why is it not a super SUV or a
Because
supercar?
they don't have the prestige of supercars.
But it's a Lamborghini.
doesn't matter.
They just have their name on it.
They have their name on it. There's plenty of SUVs. The Trackhawk. The Trackhawk makes more power than the Lamborghini Urus.
But it's a Trackhawk. It's a mass-produced car. and the
The
interior.
Urus is relatively mass produced too.
But the interior, the looks, the Urus stands out way more than a Trackhawk.
Yeah.
If you're not a car enthusiast and you saw Urus, you would know that you're looking at something different. If you saw a Trackhawk, it's like a regular goddamn Jeep Cherokee for the most part.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about with a supercar thing. Urus to me has
I think
most of the qualifications for a supercar. I don't know if you want to say it hits every checkbox. It's damn close, but then you go to the Audi.
Yeah.
Has the same chassis and the same engine.
Yeah.
Just very slightly detuned, but I wouldn't call it a super SUV.
I would consider all of them the SQ5 RS.
It's a high performance, but it ain't. I wouldn't call it super.
No, that's what I'm saying. I would say they're high performance SUVs. The Trackhawk is the highest production SUV in the world. They
Highest what?
the highest horsepower.
No, actually, it's not. You know what's better? The new Aston Martin SUV.
You're
That's,
right.
That is the highest performance SUV in the world. Production.
The Trackhawk is second.
It's second.
The Trackhawk did hold that title for a while though.
Didn't Rob buy that?
Yes, he
And
did.
of
And
course
it's
his friend?
it's
Yeah.
sexy as shit.
The Aston Martin is ridiculous.
Right, they're
But
beautiful.
but again, that to me is a supercar.
Not to me.
Why not?
I still
Why not?
think they're high performance SUVs because when you think of a supercar,
But you can't put the Aston Martin in the same classification as a Audi SQ8 RS.
Why not?
Because the interior quality is not the same. The Aston Martin takes it a step higher. It's not as fast and high performing. It doesn't have the same amount. It doesn't have the same amount of like I can go into a dealership and buy an SQ8 RS. Buying an Aston Martin SUV, it's got to be special ordered, and it may not even be allotted to you.
Isn't that the same thing with the Lamborghini Urus? You get a special order as
No,
well?
No,
Lamborghini
those
Urus
are
mass produced.
Those are easier to get.
Those are easy
Those are easier to get. But that Aston Martin is not. It's very. How much more expensive is that Audi over? I mean, is the Aston Martin over the Audi?
Like 100,000.
Yes, and maybe even more if you talk about like possible markups.
Yeah.
So all that to me has to do with whether something's a supercar or not.
But here's the thing: if you saw an Aston Martin SUV being putting your
Gear combos. He said some Top Gear combos. Yeah, literally sport utility vehicles.
That's what I'm saying.
He said no SUV is a supercar status. You know what? If you want to be technical, I agree with you. I guess technically it's not. It's
Well, that's the
still a
thing.
high-end
If you,
SUV.
right? If you saw,
bro. It's a smaller company. That's all. So I guess he's saying Aston Martin is a smaller company. That's
Aston Martin is a smaller company, and the reason for that is they're still independent. They never like bought into another company or were bought into another company.
We need,
Like,
you know what? We
Bugatti.
need full speed on here, bro.
Yeah,
Because I like how he has a different opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the
good.
thing.
That's good
Bugatti. Look at Bugatti. Who's Bugatti owned by? Volkswagen.
Go up in the comments. Hold up,
Volkswagen.
please. Peace. Gotta wake up early. I appreciate you, man, for coming in. Hold on, I think he said something. No SUVs, a supercar. They're just Lamborghinis and Porsche GT2s are coming close to falling off the supercar list because of its high production availability.
That's true.
Yeah, because you compare Lamborghini Urus versus Porsche Cayenne, or not like a Cayenne.
So hold on, he had a good question. So that's a valid question. If those cars became easily available and they were if that car that's okay, I can actually easily answer that question. If those cars became much more easily available and they were like somehow mass produced or like they were flooded the market with a GT2, I would decline to call it a supercar. And the reason is because you're now talking about it has supercar performance. But that's not the only car that has supercar performance. It doesn't now no longer if you see everybody driving a GT2, there's no longer a prestige there anymore, right? So you can't really call it a supercar because that's part of it. It has to have that it has to have that elite status.
Well, that plays into the whole Aston Martin thing, though. The Aston Martin SUV.
But I have only seen one on the road.
But that's the
That's
thing.
Rob's.
We're car people. We know what to look for when it comes to that. If you were a normal person, say you're driving up 270 and you see Rob driving by in his Aston Martin SUV, as a non-car
You
person,
might take a second look at it.
You might take a second look at it, but your mind's not going to register. That's a fucking Aston Martin. That's also a super rare SUV. Your mind, as a normal person, your mind's not going to register that.
Fair. That's a fair point.
The Urus kind of has its own little thing with that.
That's the point with the GTR. Right.
Yeah.
That's the one with the GTR. That's why I agree it's not a supercar.
But
because it has supercar performance, but doesn't really tick the rest of the thing. Now, the interior is okay. It does handle well. It has a performance. It's not very. The Prestige is still a Nissan.
We need a non-car
You know
person
what?
to answer these questions.
You know what? Nissan would have done more justice to the GTR had they done what Hyundai did with Genesis and created GTR as a brand.
Exactly.
If GTR was its own brand,
Like Shelby.
Shelby, if GTR was its own brand, it would be more considered. Because again, is a regular GTR a supercar? No, I don't think so. But what about the Alpha, the 2024 Alpha?
Which Alpha?
The one they just released. It only has like 100 cars in the, or was it 50 cars? No, 10. There's 10 Alphas.
10 in North America.
There's 10 There's 10 Alphas in the world.
Oh damn.
There's only 10 2024 Alphas made. Is that a supercar now?
This is a
limited production.
Limited
prestige,
production.
Performance.
It looks relatively special.
Right. Performance.
It has a performance. The interior is pretty good. It's not very practical. You can't just go buy one.
I mean, that would
Is it a
tick the
supercar?
boxes.
I feel like the only thing it's missing is prestige. And that's only because it's still sold under Nissan.
Yeah.
Nissan's not known for supercars.
That's true.
You're buying a Nissan. It has a Nissan badge on it.
Yeah.
You can if you buy an Alpha GTR, that badge is shared with a goddamn Altima.
See, that's one thing that I liked about the older Nissans, though, the older GTRs.
The older
is
GTRs
because they had the GTR badge on them. Like, that was, and when you saw the GTR, one, they had the iconic ass
We got some comments here. What we got?
Wasn't it the older GTR?
Yeah, they definitely dropped the ball there. He agreed with me. Still not, bro.
Yeah.
It wasn't it the R32?
R32.
He said that's just a shop build. No, a shop. He's saying so. Full Speed saying the Alpha is not a supercar because it's a shop build.
Oh,
you know what? I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, there has been some people come out with like design their own cars out of shops that.
But he said, okay.
This is aftermarket, right?
So I have a somewhat like middle opinion on here, right? So we're saying the Alpha doesn't qualify because it's a shop build, right?
Yeah.
But then if we go to the Venom GT,
yeah, Hennessy.
Hennessy isn't a car manufacturer.
No, they're a performance shop.
So I think we would all agree that a Venom GT is a supercar.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I would argue that it's a hypercar.
I don't know if it hits a hypercar.
It's 1,600 horsepower. It outperformed a fucking Bugatti. It is a hypercar.
Yeah, all right, you're right.
A Venom GT is scary as. Did you see Doug DeMuro?
Yeah.
That car is fucking scary.
That's true. So, and that's the thing is, even though it's a shop car,
it's a hypercar.
It's still technically a hypercar.
And that's where I feel like the Alpha GT. Even though I do hear what you're saying, Full Speed, I still feel like if a Venom GT could be a hypercar, I feel like the Alpha could be a supercar.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like just because a shop car is disqualified.
Well, I mean, the Lincoln Hypersport, right? That was kind of the same situation with the Lincoln Hypersport, even though they never like blew up. The Lincoln Hypersport was originally built in a shop by a guy. And then they built, I think, like 6 of them. So, and that classifies as a hypercar.
Let me see. No, but the car was built different. I guess that makes sense because I guess Full Speed's point is the Lycan Hypersport. I mean, not the Venom GT was kind of built from the ground up by Hennessy, whereas the Alpha is a GTR.
A stock GTR.
So an Alpha GTR. Okay, you know what? Full Speed. I'm going to agree with you here because an Alpha GT is basically an Alpina B8.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's an Alpina because they're taking a BMW and they're sending it to a shop and they're taking a X7 or they're taking a 7 Series and then they're basically just upgrading some performance and the interior and the body kits.
The GT500 is making it into the Super Snake package.
Yeah, you're right. Because that way a Super Snake would be a GT500 is not a supercar, but a Super Snake is a supercar, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
See, Full Speed. This is why we need you on the show. I like the way he thinks. He has very very different opinions than we have, and even his overview of things is way different. I like it. Hey, we're gonna have Full Speed on next week 100%. And I got some whiskey. We're gonna save some whiskey for you too, because we want to hear your whiskey thoughts, not just your like sober thoughts.
I mean, to be honest, he's babysitting, so yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
The Alpha is kind of like a kit car category or super dealer build. Is the Carolina Vadar? Oh my God!
That was about to be my next one.
God damn
That
it!
was gonna be the
A
next
Vadar, bro.
It's a kit car though. It's a kit car
Hey.
built on
100%. No. No. A Vadar. First of all, it is a goddamn G35, G37 starting off. You're not gonna ever turn a G35 into a supercar.
You could find one in
at Pontiac Fieros.
So how do I
At
get?
New
How do I
Market
guess
Cars
this?
Doctors,
Hey,
has one.
all you gotta. Hey, if you want to get on the podcast, bro, all you gotta do is hit me up on the side. Hey, just DM me on the side. Let me know that you're interested in being a guest, and just let me know why you think you'll be a good guest, and we'll consider it. We're not elitist at all. We want to get the whole car community involved in this. If you have something to bring to the podcast, we'll have you on. Promise you. Hey, first of all, I've seen a actual Vadar in person. Let me just say something. The build quality of that kit car is complete shit.
Yeah.
The fitment's bad. The interior, the interior parts are not good quality.
I'm just gonna do a shout out to Will Bird.
Oh.
He runs New Market Cars and Coffee. There's one person that comes out to New Market Cars and Coffee during season. That's a Vadar, and I've seen the panels and everything, the interior, bad fitment.
Yes.
It's built up.
I'm not even shitting on you.
Yeah.
If you bought a Vadar, I'm not even shitting on you for real. I'm just speaking real facts, man.
From a distance, they look cool.
They look. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. At one point, probably back in like 2016, 2015, I actually considered. I was like, yo, I want to get like a sports car. I want to get something that's real nice. I was like, yo, I'm actually looking at getting a Vadar, and I'm so glad I didn't, because I would have been just clowned out by the car community.
Thanks. And as you grew as a car guy, you start to look at it.
The one cool thing that Vadar actually does, though, that a lot of kit cars don't do, Vadar actually does do some performance stuff. I think they twin turbo the car. They twin turbo.
Some of them are just the body kit on a G37 with the HR.
I think some of them actually do twin turbo. I think there's a package, and it might be like a deal where there's like several like stage 1, stage 2. Yeah, there are some that definitely do twin turbo the car. But it doesn't make it a supercar. I'm just saying. At least it's not just a kit.
If you want to play that card, okay, Rocket Bunny. Rocket Bunny has a kit for the 350 and the 370 that's a body kit and a twin turbo build.
Don't feel the way I thought about it too. Yeah, and we all thought about it. You have to build it in a body shop. I heard. Yeah, you do.
It means it's all.
What about a Viper, or is it the same as a GTR? Ooh.
Viper is definitely a supercar.
No.
I say a Viper. I say a Viper is a supercar.
It is most definitely a supercar.
Which one do you want to go with?
Any of them.
The ACR hands down is a supercar. It is one of the top performing cars in the Nürburgring of all time.
So what about the Gen 1? The one has
still a supercar though.
Because you have to look at it. So when you look at a supercar, you can't look at it as you can't look at it in the terms of modern times, right? You have to look at it because in modern times, the Diablo would no longer be a supercar.
Facts.
Because it's outperformed by
Everything.
a damn like Mark V Super, right?
But it was
So,
a supercar at that period of
but
time.
it's yes. So you look at it. You look at it in relative terms. A Viper has never been a mass-produced car.
No.
It's always been relatively expensive. It has an elite engine. It's always had a V10 that you only the car that it shared that with was the Dodge SRT10.
Yep, the Ram.
And it's been a top performer. It's hard to fucking drive.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a mid-engine car. Oh no, it's actually front engine car. But it doesn't have a huge trunk.
No.
It's not practical, and I think that it has the look of a supercar.
Now,
anybody that's seen a Viper when we were little growing up, you seen a Viper?
Exactly what the fucking Viper was.
Yes, that car stood out. That to me is
wheels and everything.
that's a Viper is a supercar hands down in my opinion.
Now let's play this game of shop-built cars, right? The Alpha. We decided the Alpha wasn't a supercar, right?
Okay.
Okay, if we're considering, the Viper is a supercar.
Right.
What category would you throw a Calvo Viper into? Because Calvo has
But
fucking
that's an easy.
killed it.
But that's an easy question. If the base car is a supercar,
Yeah.
anything built off that is a supercar. Because it's like you're asking. You have an Aventador, and if you send that to Sheepy,
Yeah.
or if you send it to Underground Racing, it doesn't not become a supercar because they did stuff to it. It's always a supercar.
It's just
But
a
I'm
modified
saying-
supercar.
Calvo Viper, 1,500 horsepower.
But it's
Has
a
the-
Viper.
Yeah.
It has the looks. It has the performance of a hypercar. What we would consider.
But it's not.
to be
But it's not a.
hypercar.
But is it a kit car? It's not a kit car.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. That's different from a Vadar. A Vadar is taking a non-supercar and adding a kit to it to make it look like a
No,
supercar.
I'm saying hypercar.
A hypercar.
I'm saying Calvo Viper.
No, because if that's
built a-
you
it's
can't
built
no
a
no
supercar.
you can't make that you can't make it a hypercar because if that's the case then you have some donks that's running 7 seconds in the quarter mile.
Yeah.
They're not a supercar because you just made it fast, right? It's not you can't. I don't think you can upgrade that way just because you added performance parts later. It's again. It's that prestige. Like again, a Pagani. They only make hypercars.
Yeah.
They don't make supercars. They only make hypercars.
Very
Bugatti only makes hypercars.
Yeah.
Right? There's certain people that just have that prestige. And I don't think just because you throw some more horsepower at a car, it makes it. Because again, it's only ticking that one box, which is performance.
Yeah.
So you can't make a car that's a supercar. I'm sorry, I'm not even in the camera. I don't think you can make a car that's a supercar into a hypercar. Just because you add a few more horsepower to it.
It's just modifying it. It's just modifying
Yes.
supercar.
Yes.
So
We miss a lot of stuff. Vadar is an Infinity, right? Yes, a Vadar is an Infinity.
before
Hypercars are value over millions, absolutely. Viper's mid-engine, someone should take a C8 drop and Viper 10. Yeah, I know. That would be dope as hell.
I bet
Take,
somebody
take
has
Vadars
the motor,
Infinity,
take
right?
the engine out of a
Shop
base
built
C8,
supercar. Yeah,
drop a
shop built
Calvo.
supercar. Right, you're right.
Yeah.
It's a shop built supercar. 100% full speed. I 100% agree.
So this is what I was gonna say.
Turbo cells in a manual. Yeah, you can take a C8. You can take a C8 and like go crazy with it, but I don't think you're gonna take a regular C8 and it's gonna become a supercar.
No, it's
You
still-
have
it's still
because
a
again,
C8.
it's not just the performance, guys. You can make a car. You can make a Civic into. I mean, look. What's the name has a 7.7 Civic.
Los.
Yes, Los.
Yeah.
Los broke has a 7-second Civic and full speed knows damn well because I've seen it on your channel.
Yeah.
That car is gonna beat the pants off a goddamn Aventador. But it ain't a supercar by any stretch in the imagination. It's still a Civic. It's just a fast Civic. It's gotta be more to it than just performance, right? You know, it's a fact. I mean, honestly, a Bugatti Chiron isn't running 7 seconds in the quarter mile,
No.
right? So there isn't a
300 miles an hour.
right. But again, I get that. But just because Lotus Civic will wipe the floor of the Bugatti in the quarter mile doesn't make it a supercar.
Okay.
It makes it a fucking fast ass drag car.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one. What about the AMG GTR? Is that considered a supercar? Or an ultra high performance car? Or like a high performance car?
I think it's a high performance car. It's
Really?
because it's-
Why?
Because it's mass produced.
No, it's not. AMG GTR is not mass produced.
Oh, you mean the black? They're like
No.
No, I'm not
None of the
talking about.
GTRs.
I'm not talking about a black series. I'm talking about an AMG GTR.
Let's go through the
There's
test.
GTs and there's GTS.
Let's go to the test.
Yeah.
Does it look like a supercar?
Yeah.
No.
Does it? Yes, it does.
Fuck you mean it doesn't
Yes,
look
it
like
does.
a supercar?
It's low to the ground. It has the proportions.
It has the wheelbase.
It looks exotic. I think it
It's
passes
got-
the test. Does it have the performance of a supercar?
Yes.
Yes. Does it have the prestige?
Yes.
Does it have the rarity?
Yeah.
Does it have? Is it not not efficient? What's it called? Is it not practical?
Yes.
It's a supercar. It's a supercar.
I think the SLR McLaren is supercar.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
There's no question.
There's the other one. I forgot what the heck that one's called.
Which one?
The AMG 63 Black Edition is a supercar.
No, not that one. I was thinking about the other
The
one.
63?
No.
The C63?
No.
The Black Edition is a supercar.
Well,
That Black Edition is a supercar, bro. It's a
I don't know,
supercar.
because it wouldn't check off the practicality box.
The Black Edition?
The
Yeah, it does. It takes the seats out. There's no rear seats.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Dude, that car is a track car. It's a straight focused track car.
Yeah.
The Black Edition is not a freaking regular car, bro. Like it's not like you're throwing that's not like you're throwing a kit on a C63.
Yeah.
That car was developed from the ground up to be.
All the Black Series work.
I know, and
Ever since the beginning.
and
of
I
Black
feel
Series.
like every Black Series is a supercar.
I don't disagree with that, because if you look at the older C63 Black Series, it's the same.
He says
I was thinking about this one.
Ooh, R8's a supercar.
I was thinking.
R8's a supercar.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
was
It's a
I was thinking
supercar.
about this.
But
But he says that a Black Edition CC3 is a track car, not a supercar.
I kind of agree with that, actually.
You do?
Because you could take the seats and you could put the seats back in a Black Series C63 and make it a daily driver. Shmee 150 does it. He has every Black Series ever made.
A Black Series, okay.
He also has
A Black Series
GTR.
A
which
black
is fucking ridiculous.
a Black Series is one of those cars that really teeters on the line. Like I feel like it's like doing this the whole way. Like
The C63 Black Series is playing that boundary.
Yeah.
The GTR Black Series, zero question, it's fucking supercar.
There's so many, there's like the C63 is so aggressive.
But it can still be practical.
Yeah, I guess I can kind of see. I'm on the fence with that one, man. More track car.
Since we're
Yeah, I would say
asking
the Black
about
Series,
what
the
are
supercar is
supercars,
awesome. It's
yeah,
nice,
that's good.
but not a supercar. I guess everybody's saying it. Trinidad doesn't make any car a supercar. It's a race, but a track car. Sadly,
No.
tell me a Dodge Demon is a supercar. No.
No.
So I'm gonna.
But you know what though? I think you might have just joined. We have more criteria than just performance. A Dodge Demon is a drag car only. It doesn't do anything else but drag. You're not taking a Dodge Demon onto the Nürburgring. See, you could take a C63 onto the Nürburgring and the drag strip, and you can drive it on the street. I feel like that's what a supercar is like a superhero. It could do everything really fucking elite. It can. A supercar does everything at an elite level. Everything.
But the classification of practicality that we decided takes it out. Because the C63 can still be practical. The Black Series C63 can still be practical. Has a trunk space. The seats can go back in
That's
and trade
true.
the back seat.
Okay.
Now, the AMG GTR Black Series, zero question it's a supercar.
Like the Black Series doesn't seem like a supercar just because of the trim. Only Dodge makes true muscle cars. I agree. Dodge, full speed, you're right. Dodge is the only current manufacturer that makes true muscle cars. Because Mustangs and Camaros are sports cars.
Yeah, we can take turns easily.
Mustangs and Camaros are not muscle cars.
They're sports.
I don't
used to
care.
be.
They used to be.
They're sports
Mustangs and
cars.
Camaros are not muscle cars. They are definitely sports cars, and
Same with the
the
Corvettes.
Challenger and the Charger are definitely muscle cars.
They're
The
heavy.
only now I have two disagreements with you. Full speed. I'm gonna tell you two muscle cars. Hold on, let me see what else people are saying. I won't miss anybody's stuff. Acura, Honda NSX.
I don't hold my question.
Titanium's out of supercars. Dodge Demon car goes straight line, has no corner. Curious what you guys say. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I don't miss any of you guys' questions. We're never muscle cars, only pony cars and sports cars. I agree with you on that. Okay, so let me go back to that. I just want to make sure I don't miss. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I don't miss you guys' questions, man, because I definitely value you guys. You guys being active on here is making the podcast much better. Yeah, thank you guys, man. I appreciate you guys interacting. Okay, I'm gonna answer a couple questions. I agree that Dodge is doing the best at making muscle cars. I don't agree that they're the only manufacturer making muscle cars, and I have two examples off the top of my head right now. First, I believe that the Chevy SS is a muscle car.
The 4-door, the Malibu?
The 4-door.
Yeah,
the 4-door.
Yeah, 4-door, yeah.
The Chevy SS is a muscle car.
Yep.
It is the Commodore. It is a muscle car.
Yeah.
It is really a muscle car.
Yeah.
And I also believe that Mercedes C63 is a muscle car.
A European
muscle
It is a European muscle car.
Now, let's play that classification.
The older one. The older one.
Now,
The older one.
Now, think about it though. My S5 is a European muscle car.
I don't agree.
Why not?
Because I believe that car is a sports car.
How so?
It does it's not really loud. It definitely has better handling than the C63.
No fucking way.
Yeah, it does. The older one, the C63 of that year, it definitely handles better.
For the B8 series?
It handles better. It's lighter.
I am telling you right now, I just drove a C63 the other day, a 2013, which is the same generation.
I've driven it as well. I don't think it drives better.
Zero question, the C63S drives better than that. I am thinking about trading that in on that.
You know what? Look, we defined a supercar. What is a muscle car? Nobody has defined that on here yet.
Definitely has to have a V8.
Chat. What is a muscle car? What is a muscle car?
I say definitely has to have a V8.
Okay. At least a V8.
At least a V8.
Okay.
Well, there's only one muscle car with a V10 though.
Oh no, I'm saying, but you can't say that. But no, I think a Viper's a sports car. A Viper's not meant to go in a straight line. A muscle car goes in a straight line. That's my opinion on that.
Then I'll take that.
Then we discuss the Viper as a supercar.
That
muscle cars.
C63 out of being a muscle car, because the C63s can take corners, independent braking, independent suspension, makes it handle better than my S5.
Okay, I could take that. I think. Okay, there's some technical definition of a muscle car that I think has to go in a straight line, has to be going to a straight line, is loud, makes a presence, doesn't care about too much weight, and it has to have. I feel like it's a car that you get in it and you just want to do a fucking burnout for no reason. Like I feel like it's like obnoxious. Like it's like you get into a car like that. And like you just want to be obnoxious. When I test drove, so when I was cross driving the Chevy S, when I was looking for my car, when I was getting my Camaro, I drove a Chevy SS, I drove a Dodge Charger, and I drove a Mustang. I drove a Camaro. I thought the SS and the Charger felt really similar. The SS felt smaller. But I felt like I just wanted to be a fucking hooligan in that car. Like, seriously, I got in the car and I was like, yo, I just want to fucking do something, like, illegal.
You know what I think the biggest classification for muscle car for me would be?
What?
The presence of raw power.
That's what I'm saying.
Because, like my S5, it's a powerful car. But
it looks like
it's refined.
But it looks like a sports car. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't, like, I would never call that a muscle car. A Challenger and a Charger look like a fucking muscle car, bro.
Right.
I mean, to an extent, a Chevy SS is like a fucking Malibu. Mm-hmm. I kind of question it as well, but
it's a sleeper.
It's a sleeper, but I still feel like it kind of still has a muscle car to it. Again, wait a minute. I feel like the Caprice, the old Impala SS, those feel like muscle cars to me.
Those are fucking muscle
cars. But I still feel like Dodge is the only current person still making muscle cars.
I think back.
We missed a lot of questions on here. Hold on. These torque, power going straight, prevails handling the braking. Gonna burn out loud as hell. I agree. Big power and size, yes. Big engine. Vibrate no muscle car, I agree. Only go straight, I agree. Yeah, I'm agreeing with everybody over here.
The only reason
a brick with big power. Yeah, pretty much.
The only reason
a brick with big power.
The only reason that I kind of threw Viper into the muscle car-ish territory is because it's still a Hemi.
Yeah, but
it's still a hemispherical motor.
Yeah, but that car ain't meant to go in a straight line. You don't Vipers ain't never broken no drag racing record.
No.
As a matter of fact,
I consider the V10 that's in the Viper a muscle car motor. Because think about it in one of the SRT10 trucks. It's still it's a V10 Hemi hemispherical motor.
I would consider the SRT10 the Ram a muscle truck.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't consider a Viper a muscle car. A Viper is a sports car. I mean, I think even Dodge even markets it as a sports car.
Yeah.
So, so I think when it comes to full speed, I think what we can 100% agree full speed is that it has to be a car, big ass engine for no good reason, that just goes fast in a straight line, and you're using it for pretty much one purpose, is to be a hooligan. That's pretty much it. That's what a muscle car is. Yeah, it's muscle. Like you just got muscle and you just like using it like you the bouncer of the car world.
It makes you want to act stupid.
So GT500s are not a muscle car.
Absolutely not.
Because they can take turns and all that stuff.
A GT500 again has Nürburgring performance to it. Like it's in the top 20, I believe.
See, and this is where it breaks off for me, because the older Mustangs I would consider to be muscle cars.
But like he said, they were never muscle cars. They were pony cars.
They were pony cars.
My car.
I don't think they were ever muscle cars. They were never really muscle cars. No,
you know what?
Camaros and Mustangs never had big blocks in them.
Right. See,
They didn't. They never had big
Camaros?
blocks. They never had big blocks. They had small blocks.
Did they really?
What Camaro had a big block?
That's a good question.
There's no big block Camaro or Mustang. They
Z28,
all had.
Didn't the Z28 have a 454?
The Z28. Okay.
I'm pretty sure the Z28.
Okay, no. Okay. So the Z28 had a 7-liter.
Yeah, which was a 454.
Okay. Yes, technically big block, but that was a track car.
That's true.
That was a 100% track focused car. That's an exception to the rule. Okay. Okay. You want to say that? That's fine. All the other ones had small blocks.
That's true. They had 350s, 383 stroke.
They didn't have big block cars.
Right.
That's why they called them. That's why there was a pony cars.
Yeah.
But
the Mustang, when the Mustang originally came out, it was an inline 6, which terrible on Ford's part, but oh well.
Let me see. What are they saying in here? I think they're agreeing with us. Crowd sweepers at sideshows.
All cars are side sweepers.
Right. Rear-wheel drive V10 packing more muscle than the Terminator itself. But again, we're talking about an R8, but the Mustang was never supposed to be muscle. Right, you're right. It was never supposed to be a muscle car. That's why we are agreeing. Mustangs and Camaros were never meant to be muscle cars.
Yeah, I know a Mustang. It's a sports car. It takes turns, whatever.
Somebody asked about an R8. A R8 is absolutely a supercar. Again, it hits every.
Let me play devil's advocate. It doesn't.
What doesn't? What about it doesn't hit?
Production. R8s were relatively mass produced. They are relatively mass produced. Up until this year was the last year.
Yeah, but not many people have them. Like it's
really because I know 4 people around here that have them alone. Within 20
That's not a lot of people.
4 people. Then there's like 100 plus Ultimos around this area.
It's not a lot of people.
I
don't see.
You got your phone on you?
How often?
Google how many Audi R8s were sold in the last 10 years.
How often do you see? I actually see more Lamborghinis than R8s.
That's true. I see more Lamborghinis.
I see more Lamborghinis than R8s, bro. We've had more R8s come to Taco Tuesday than we've had more Lamborghinis to Taco Tuesday than R8s. The only R8 that's ever come to Taco Tuesday is Gary.
No. There's that blue one.
There's the blue one that's came.
Okay, 2.
That's 2.
We've had more than 2 Lamborghinis at our Taco Tuesday.
That's true.
Yeah.
We don't have, dude. Okay, the Supercar Fest, full of Lamborghinis.
Right. We had. I think
only had 4 R8s.
Yeah.
That R8's a supercar, bro. It's a supercar. It checks off every single box.
I'm not. So I'm not gonna disagree that it's a supercar, but I think in terms of production, I feel like and I could be wrong about this. I would want to look at the numbers to actually see, but I feel like the R8's been more mass produced than any Lamborghini. The problem, or not really the problem, the thing about Lamborghini though, is they're so distinctive that when you see a Lamborghini, you might not know what model it is.
The one hit Lamborghini, the one hit R8s have is the Prestige because it's still an Audi.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing I'm taking away from it is because it's an Audi. I feel like if a R8 was again rebranded like a Lexus is to Toyota or a Infiniti is to Nissan or an Acura is to Honda, I feel as if like the same thing goes with the NSX.
That's
The NSX is a supercar.
Yeah.
Even NSX is more of a supercar than an R8.
Yeah.
If you want to go
Most
by technical
definitely.
definitions.
Most
The R8, I can see arguments against it. Very, very, very few, but I do see an argument against it.
The R8 is one of the attainable supercars.
Yeah.
Like relatively.
The R8 is a entry level supercar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
So if we go back to the Vipers, the Vipers and then the older Ferraris or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
That period of time,
Right.
they're supercars. So what about that Dodge Daytona, the Superbird, what the heck it's called?
It's a muscle car,
That
bro.
was a whole.
It's a muscle car,
whole-ass
bro.
muscle car.
It's a muscle car.
Even though it was banned from NASCAR because it was too fast.
It's a muscle
It's a
car.
whole ass muscle.
But it's a muscle car, dude. That car it's meant to be a muscle car.
Yeah.
That's matter of fact, that's a definition of a muscle car.
That's literally.
It was like literally a rebel. It was like too crazy to be in like a certain thing. That's a muscle car, dude. There was no refinement to that car at all.
But it was still fast at that time.
But fast doesn't make a supercar.
But
Yeah.
right. But,
Because a Dodge Demon isn't a supercar, but it's fast as shit.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's-
Superbird, the Superbird being what it was, like that motherfucker was just raw, unrefined power.
What we got on here? Let me see. What questions we got on here? Muscle cars need to evoke into the all-wheel drive game. Sticking to tradition is getting the butts kicked. Yeah. Sports car for R8. They're saying sports car for R8. You know what? I honestly, even though I personally think that an R8 is a supercar, I would be okay. I would actually be okay if we went with the definition of a sports car with the R8. I would actually be okay with that because I can see the argument there.
Yeah.
Like
feel
I honestly
it
can see the
plays
argument
that-
there.
I feel like it
it's
plays
a higher
the
trim Audi. Like whatever Audi.
Shelby Cobra. Again, Shelby Cobra.
No, hold on.
Which
Before
Shelby
we
Cobra, the old-
before we play that one, the Shelby Cobra, the original Cobra, was a shop built car. Carroll Shelby built that car himself. He designed that car himself.
Okay.
That wasn't a mass produced car.
Right.
Now,
But was that a supercar at the time? Was that a supercar at the time? Was that one of America's first supercars?
I would be damn near tempted to argue that it was because he won the
What's
Mans.
the argument that it's not a muscle car? Is because it was a track car?
Yeah.
And
I would say because-
what takes it from a track car to a supercar then, based off the definitions that we're getting in chat?
I don't know. I don't know how if we would define it as a track car or a supercar because he did win Le Mans with it. It had the power. It had the prestige. It had the handling. It had the no functionality whatsoever.
Man, you know what, man? You know what, dude? Honestly, this is a crazy conversation, y'all. Like, I feel like the supercar, hypercar, sports car, muscle car argument is highly subjective.
Right.
It
Depends on the person.
there are some objective things that we all agree on, but honestly, there's also a lot of subjective to it as well. And I actually like that about this conversation because
Right.
Because look at this. For remember the Supercar Festival, right? When I was parking cars,
Right.
There was a Lotus Exige,
Yeah,
whatever.
the Exige.
And I was like asking, I was like, "Is this going in the supercar section?" You were like, "I don't know." I was like, "I don't know either."
That's
What
the
was it?
thing.
Is that
Lotus,
supercar or what?
I feel like Lotus is kind of in that same category.
it's
as
a
the
gray
R8.
area, man.
It's
Because
that-
to me, Lotuses are high performance supercars. I mean, high performance sports cars.
Right, but
So
they play in that border, the same border that the R8 does, because they kind of have the.
But
prestige,
I feel like
they
I
have
feel like the
look.
Exige. Okay, is a Lotus Evo, or was it Evo
Elise?
Elise?
Yeah.
A Lotus Elise is not a supercar,
No.
but a Lotus Exige is that a supercar?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay, let's throw another one in the mix. What's the new one that guy was driving? The
prototype? I don't know yet.
That I would consider a fucking supercar.
The red
That
car,
was
yeah.
definitely a supercar.
Why is that a supercar?
The looks, the power, the handling, the prestige.
How much did it cost?
You can't
It was-
330,000.
Oh, it was a ghost car.
It was a ghost
It was
car.
mid-engine and supercharged.
It was it
was
was the
mid-engine
only one in the U.S.
Can a 4-cylinder be considered a supercar? No,
What kind of four-cylinder though? Which car?
I don't care. It's not a supercar.
I can't think of a supercar that would have a 4-cylinder.
So more than
The closest- the
more
only-
in the
the
last 10
smallest-
years than the R8. Yes, they have.
What
Can a
are
4-cylinder be considered a supercar?
depends what
I
car it
can't
is.
think of a supercar.
Can someone?
that-
Hey, let me throw this question back at you. Can you give me an example of a 4-cylinder supercar? If you can, we can talk about it.
The
I
only-
can't.
the
I can't
only
think of one.
6-cylinder that I would.
No. He
consider-
said 4-cylinder.
Well, right, but going down the line, the smallest number of cylinders that I would consider a supercar would be 6.
And that's the
The
NSX.
No, that'll be
the
the
GT.
the Ford
Ford
GT.
GT.
GCC, yeah.
It's
And
the
NSX,
turbo
but so is
V6.
it. But so is
The
NX.
NSX is it's
Yeah,
the
you're
same
right.
thing.
But the NSX is also it has electric engine, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a hybrid.
It's
They're
a
hybrid.
hybrid, yeah.
I don't.
electric
I
assisted.
can't.
They're
I
badass,
can't
though.
think of a single 4-cylinder supercar.
So the new NSX are our supercars. What about the older NSX like what Paul has?
No, I do think the new NSX
Yeah.
is a supercar.
Huh?
I think
the old one. He's saying the old one,
like
like
Paul-
what
like-
Paul
like-
is
has.
that a supercar?
Is that a supercar?
It was a supercar of the time.
It was.
Yeah,
It
okay.
was.
That car, okay. First of all, that old NSX, that thing's technology at the time was way above anything else out
So
there.
you're gonna say that at that period of time, like the R32s, R33s, the Fords,
Those weren't supercars.
They weren't supercars.
Those were not supercars. Those were sports cars. The NSX was a supercar. The NSX it was very limited run. Not many people had them. It had performance way above what the average car could do. The technology and the stuff in that car, like as far as like handling stuff, way above what was normal for the time.
Not practical whatsoever.
Not practical, mid-engine, low to the ground, supercar.
Okay.
Supercar.
So if we put that time period, what about the MR2s, the mid-engine?
Not a
MR2?
supercar.
Okay.
MR2 is not a supercar.
Okay.
And again, it wasn't even that high performance.
No, they really weren't.
They really
it
weren't.
Was, the
They
only
were-
reason they became high performance is because people started building.
Right. MR2 and the build quality wasn't there. Again, supercars, build quality has to be. Again, you're spending a lot of money on that car. NSX is worth. At that time, an NSX was over $100,000. When $100,000 in today's money was like $300,000. So again, that car was out of the reach for most people. MR2 was not expensive.
Yeah.
How much did MR2 cost when it was new?
I think it was like
30.
Yeah,
20, 30.
not that much money, bro. I mean, that's like a $40,000-$50,000 car in today's
Well,
money.
that's the same thing as the Nissan GTRs, like the R32s and the R34s. They weren't.
Lotus had 4 bangers, but I get that. Alfa Romeo sport car. No, I don't think there's a supercar Alfa Romeo. So the Cobra, y'all know, is from British company. Original car was called the AC Cobra. Yep. Anything.
The chassis
Body
was
would be a
was
4-banger.
built on a
I
classic.
might be wrong, but didn't. Group B Raleigh would be a 4-car. Lotus have a 4-banger. I honestly don't think is the Exige a 4-banger. Is it? Maybe it is.
I don't know.
Rashif, Google. Because I thought the Exige was a 6-cylinder.
Hey, Shaw said it's an S2000, a super or a hypercar. Hey, S2000 hypercar. Only if it's owned by Shaw.
It's a 4-cylinder.
It hasn't seen rain in 10 years.
The Exige is a 4-cylinder?
Yeah, it's a,
Ooh.
it's a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder.
How much power does it make then?
Not much.
it's
240, 257.
So that's what I was asking. Is it a supercar when we're at the supercar festival? Because it does look a little bit exotic, but it's not exotic.
They're not practical.
But
They're
so
not
okay.
easy to attain.
Okay. So the Exige,
But they're light. They're
the
very light.
Exige would be Lotus Camry, Lotus Camry motor, bro. Okay. If the Exige, now that we know the Exige has a 4-banger, that only produced 250 horsepower. Even though the original NSX of its time
Was like 300 horsepower.
only had like 300 horsepower.
Same with
But
the
for the
Mark.
time, that was pretty good because of at the time, that's when emissions were big. And actually, it had more than that. That's what they claimed it had.
Yeah.
The Mark-
Because
Well, that's the
because
same
the
thing.
Supers at the time were only claimed to have 279,
Yeah,
and they were
that's-
more like 330.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That was a lot of cars coming out of the JDM was like they claimed that they made less power, but in reality they were making.
That's because
Yeah, it's the Mark
at the
Super
time
is-
at the time all of the Japanese car brands decided to all have the same horsepower max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a gentleman's agreement. I would disqualify the Exige of being a supercar just based off the fact that it didn't have the performance of a supercar.
Yeah.
I would say that if I had any disagreement of the Exige, it's only because of the performance.
Yeah.
Everything else it hit the checkbox for me for. I just don't know that a four banger can be a supercar, man. I have problems calling a four banger a supercar, dude. I'm sorry, man. Y'all can call me crazy all y'all want. A track car, not a supercar. I guess I would agree with you on that. A track car. Yeah, I think you're right. I guess I have to agree with you guys, man. Look, y'all changing my mind. It's like Steven Crowder changed my mind. Y'all put up a good argument, man. I'm a fair person, dude. If y'all call it out for what it is, I guess you're right. A Lotus would not be a supercar. At least the Lotuses that we've been talking about. I can't
Now,
really.
the Ghost car.
I can't speak on that because it's not a production
out for
car.
production yet.
But until it comes as a production car, we can't call it anything yet. Only thing we can call it is a model, or we can call it a prototype. That's it. We can't call it a supercar.
It was a badass prototype, though.
It is, but it's not, until it hits that supercar mark, we can't call it a supercar.
That's true.
What are they saying? Although Exige is best handling, yeah, but you know what?
It's lightweight.
But you know what though? That best handling part goes into the sports car section,
Because
right?
then you look at a GTR. GTRs have great handling too.
They do, but we all agree it's not a supercar, and a GTR is actually going to be a lot faster than a Exige.
That's true.
All-wheel drive.
Even though the Exige, the Exige handles like it's on rail. It's like a damn go kart, man.
Yeah.
I think it's like what 2,300 pounds.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous, dude. It's
2,300
Don't
pounds
forget
at
Miatas.
200-ish
Miatas and
horsepower.
SUKs.
Miata's handle well,
Yeah.
slow as dirt.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That 1.6 puts
Yeah.
out like what 170.
Yeah, slow
Mine
as
was
dirt.
slow as shit.
Slow as dirt.
But that goes back to the handling thing of the Miatas too, because like my Miata, I used to love my Miata, but particularly because I could just slide that bitch wherever I wanted to.
But yeah, let me see. What about the Hennessy Exige? Okay.
There's a Hennessy.
Oh, come on,
SUK.
man. Y'all getting ridiculous
Shop
now.
built.
There's a Hennessy.
Hennessy,
Shop built.
again, if we agree that the Exige itself isn't a supercar, then that excludes kits or shop builds because if your explanation of an Exige being a supercar is because Hennessy built it, then of course we'd have to also agree that a ZL1 Hennessy is a supercar, which I think we kind of disqualified that, right?
Yeah.
Because the ZL1's not a supercar.
Yeah.
Somebody else was ridiculous. I'm gonna answer this question only because he asked. Full speed likes Velosters? What in the world? Hey, full speed. What's going on with you, man? All right, I like Velosters too, but we're not even going to talk about a Civic Type R and a Veloster being a supercar, bro. This is not. I'm getting a call. Sorry. A Veloster, in my opinion, is not a supercar.
It's a common car.
I don't even. I'm sorry. I said my opinion. Why did I even say that? A Veloster is not a supercar. It's not even an opinion. That's a fact. A Civic Type R is not a supercar.
It's a sports car.
Okay. A Civic Type R is a sports car, 100%. A Veloster N is just barely hitting the fucking qualifications for a sports car. Okay, so y'all need to chill out with the supercar.
Qualification of being able to put a pop
Yes,
tune on that.
a Veloster N is a good car for the price, and it's a sports car by technical fashion, but it's just barely hitting that part.
Same with the
Like
Nissan
2.5
Juke.
hours.
Oh, are we 2.5 hours in? Yo,
11.
hey,
No, listen.
hold on, we gotta start ending this damn thing, man. It's 11 o'clock. We
2.5
we about to end this podcast. I love all of y'all.
Thank you.
I love all of y'all. Hey, some of y'all been tuned in for almost the entire 2 hours, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I love y'all for that because for real, like I'm very humbled by the fact that someone's gonna listen to me talk for 2 hours.
Facts. That's facts.
I'm pretty
Listen,
sure.
I'm sitting here bullshitting for
I'm
2
pretty
hours.
sure.
He talks
I'm pretty
about-
sure that I wouldn't listen to myself talk for 2 hours.
That's
so
true.
you know what? Too, we're gonna start giving away for our top supporters on these. I'm gonna start giving away some merch. What do y'all think?
That's fine.
We're gonna give away some merch. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure for our guests, we're giving away merch for our guests that come on the podcast. Y'all, if y'all want to be a guest and you get accepted onto the show, we got free merch for you.
Here's one. I'm gonna drop one too. YouTube channel is gonna be linked in the description for this.
Yeah.
The 10th subscriber gets some merch.
Hey man, we love y'all, man, for real, bro. We really love y'all, man. I'm not even joking when I say that. Like, for real, dude. Like, what we doing now is really like my dream. That's like my passion. I want to do this like full time if I could. And like the fact that y'all supporting us, and I know we don't have a ton of people on here, but 9, 10, 20, 30 people, I don't care. The fact that y'all even gave us time to listen to us, man, like for real, I love that and I appreciate
quality
that.
over quantity.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
yeah.
I honestly do, man, appreciate everything you guys have been doing to support us for this this long.
Yeah.
Like even like the person that asked how can he support us with merch, like for real, bro, like that's real love, man. I don't think y'all understand how much I actually put into this sometimes, and
He puts a lot of hours in.
yeah, man, I put a lot of
There's a lot
hours into
into
this,
this.
man, for
He
real.
has
So
a 9 to 5 job. Don't forget that
yeah.
too.
That's the thing. Even
yeah.
setting up this
All of us do.
podcast too. Like I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I had to be at work at 4:30. So
yeah, man, and I had to drive 50 minutes to get over this dude's house because I had to go down 270 in
1
traffic.
hour 20 minutes.
1 hour 20
he's
minutes for
very
this guy.
quick.
So yeah, man, look, next week we're gonna have full speed on and maybe one other person. If you guys want to join the podcast, please DM me. Let me know that you're interested. Let me know what you want to, what you think you could bring to the podcast, and we'll be glad to review it and hopefully bring you on. We're gonna be doing this for the foreseeable future every single week. If you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, questions beforehand, please DM us.
Yep.
DSM happening, yes sir. Right now we're in Frederick. But we can accept remote podcasts. We're doing podcasts in 2 different ways. I have the live on Instagram, but we also have an actual podcast that's being recorded separately at the same time. If you're interested in being on the podcast, if you have questions, topics you want to talk about, if you want to be a sponsor, if you have a business, if you know of a business that might be a sponsor, like we would love to start having sponsors. Anybody that comes on the podcast, you're gonna get some free merch. Either right now we're gonna give away some hoodies.
Every 10th subscriber is gonna get some merch too.
Yeah, if you start subscribing to our channel, we're gonna do free giveaways. We want to give back to the car scene because you guys have given us a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We'll be back on Tuesday. And look, I thought we would have an hour on here. We're at how long? 2 hours?
2.5.
We're at 2.5 hours. I never thought that we would get an audience for 2.5 hours. Like for real, that's crazy.
I mean, we had great conversation.
Good conversation.
Yep.
We will be back next week with Full Speed. We're gonna have some crazy conversation next week because I feel like Full Speed. I feel like you disagree with me, just
We
because.
need that. Come
Like
on.
I feel like Full Speed disagrees with me just because he wants to start some conversation. That's what I feel like.
I like that though.
I like it too. But we'll be back, y'all, next week. Full Speed Performance is going to be our next guest. We might have another special guest as well with him. We're going to see. If you guys, again, want to be on, DM me. If you guys are interested in some of the merch we have, please DM me. Visit at www.highwayoutlaws.org. If you guys are looking for drag racing products, I am sponsored by dragracingwheels.com. You go to our bio. We have a actually not even just a bio. We have, I think I have 2 reels up. We have a special code for Black Friday. Actually, it's actually still going on right now. I think it's actually to the end of November. You get up to 50% off of certain, I think welds and stuff, or not welds, Race Star and Fort Star. I think are up to 50% off. If you use our code on Highway Outlaws, it actually helps give us support as well because we get kickbacks.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so that's how we help fund the operation here, guys.
I
What else am I missing? Shout out to Love My Car Wash.
Of course.
Shout out to Distinct Don.
Freeman
Hey,
Industries.
the Camaro is getting a new wrap coming up. And maybe even one of these two Jokers cars as well. We'll see.
Yep.
The S5 needs it.
Yeah.
So.
Mustang is definitely getting wrapped.
Yeah, Distinct Rap's best rap company in the DMV, in my opinion.
Yep. His Camaro's not done. My Mustang's not done, and his cars are not done yet.
Yep. What else we got? I think we hit our sponsors.
And plus, I'm building another car.
I think that's it, right? I think we can wrap it up.
I think we're good.
I think I got enough whiskey for the night. So yeah.
He had not enough, bro.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, let's see what we got. Drop link in the DMV Beamers chat. I appreciate y'all. All right, yeah. Hey, keep in touch, man. If any of you guys want to get on here, are we from ATL? Hey, I love that, man. Thank you so much, man. Hey, post
Look. Let me drop it.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, ATL.
So, we are working with Simon Media Centers. They own the Mall of Georgia in Atlanta, okay? In Gwinnett. We are working with them to set up a show down there this summer. It'll be spring going into summer. So, if you're interested in working with us or being a part of the show, hit the highway page, hit my personal page, at that type of photographer, hit his 6Gen2SS. We're looking for people to work with us to do this. We have connections down there, but the bigger that we can make it, the better. So shoot me a message, shoot him a message, shoot the highway page a message, whatever you want to do.
Yep. Appreciate y'all, man. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I know everybody tired. We got Gwinnett County. I know that my man's down in Atlanta too. Hey, for real, downshift. Hey, hit me up in the DM. We're trying to get some connects down at the ATL. What I might do is.
Are you in Gwinnett? Is that where you're at?
Hey, thank you so much, Sean.
Hey.
Hey, real talk downshift. Hit me in the DM. I think what we might do is me and my man and maybe even Shif, we might fly down there coming up and we might meet you guys. I want you to introduce me to what the car scene looks like down in Atlanta.
I heard it's pretty crazy.
I'll bring some free merch for you as well.
Shout out Buford, my
I would
grandpa's
love
down
for
there.
you to help rock our merch and get our brand out down there. So yeah, appreciate you, man. All right. Hey, Highway Outlaws fam, all love. We definitely appreciate your support. Thank you guys for
follow
hanging
the
with us.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, follow our
_podcast.
Follow our YouTube channel. We got the For the Culture podcast. We got the For the Culture YouTube channel. HighwayOutlaws.org for our merch. What else? We got. Hey, Dez, you can roll too, bro. You can roll with us. We gonna bring the whole crew down, man. We gonna represent down for Atlanta too. Put the link. Hey, all the links I'm gonna put in the chat when I upload this to the Instagram channel.
It'll be in the bio and the.
And if you look at our bio, most of the links are in the bio as well.
We'll have a link tree set up soon.
We'll have a link tree set up with everything on it to make it easier.
I'll put it on the Facebook as well.
Yeah, we have Facebook as well. Highway Outlaws on Facebook, YouTube. Hey, follow Full Speed Performance on IG. Follow Full Speed Performance on IG and YouTube as well. I said it twice. I'm a little tipsy.
Damn.
Whatever. So follow them on YouTube. And what else? Missed anything else?
I think we're good.
That's it. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Have a good night.
Love.
Thank
Y'all have
you.
a good night. Thank y'all for staying up till 11 o'clock. We will be here next week. Full Speed Performance. And we're going to get even more lit next week. All right, y'all. Love. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
Later.
Peace out.